Ooh, baby. We're here, baby. I'm going to start live here in a little bit. Yo,
Yo yo.
what's going on?
Not much. Just having a little problem with the mouse pad, but
I was hearing your mouse was acting up.
yeah, cause as you guys know, I record on my laptop here, so I have that little like mouse stick, whatever you want to call it. Um, so kept pressing the right side. It feels like it's jammed on something. I don't know what, but anyways, yeah.
I'm about to say you should get yourself a analog mouse.
I have one. I just don't know where the fuck it is.
Oh, okay.
But I think I need to buy a new one. But other than that, how are you? How are things going on with you in your life?
Oh, good, man. Yeah, can't complain, man. Yeah, everything is normal. Normal, can't complain. Shop's doing well right now. As well. So yeah, man, got a lot of. I'm just preparing for the first and second. You know what I mean? Just trying to top up on some merch. But yeah, man. Other than that, man, it's been good.
Again, I'm very happy for your success. I'm proud of your success, and I hope it stays the way it is. So, as a matter of fact, not just the way it is. I hope it keeps improving.
Yeah, I hope it gets better.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have your own empire.
Yeah.
You're gonna be rich. You're gonna have your own top hat, your own golden house.
Yeah. I mean that. Yeah. I if I could just give myself just a house, that'll be great.
I think you'll get there, man.
Yeah.
I believe in you. But anyways, guys, this is episode 300. Um, there's supposed to be a few more people coming in, but
This is
yeah,
Sparta.
man, this is Sparta, people. Um, it's already episode 300 because I know we. It felt like last week that we did episode 200, and I think that was like like a year and a half ago, like in 2021. So this is a year before you came out.
Right.
Um, but yeah, 300 episodes, pretty nuts to think about. Um, yeah, I mean, what else can I say? But yeah, it's 300 episodes, and I'm blessed that I got this far.
Yep.
So here's to another 100.
Here's
But
another.
yeah,
So another 300. You gotta double that.
here's another here's another 300. Will I be alive by then? We'll see.
I would like to hope so. It's only 5 years.
It's like I'm gonna put my body in the ice. Make sure I
Or 6 years,
make sure
rather.
6 years, 300, then another 300, then another 300. Probably after like what, like yeah, 1,200 episodes. I think I should maybe retire. But that's just kind of how I view it. But I did bring some news, kind of half and half. They're not really news. They're really just like I found some quotes that Paul Heyman said that I thought were kind of interesting, and then I found some lists, some top 10, top 15 lists from Sportster, which I thought were kind of fun. We can just like go through, and yeah, that's pretty much what I brought. What'd you bring?
A few news topics. Not well. I don't really necessarily consider them. Well, there's one, a semi-major one. There's another one, kind of a follow-up, and just a few quotes and some ratings, and that's about it.
Ah, all right. Sounds like a plan. All right, we're already past 8. Let's start this shit. Three, two, one. Hey, what's going on, guys? It is Wednesday. It's 8:01 p.m. Central Time here in San Antonio. Welcome to episode 300 of the podcast, the Drew Yari Experience, as the owner of the show likes to call it. He wants it to be experience. I'll call it the experience. So the Drew Yari Experience. I'm your host Drew for the 300th episode. With me, as always, my podcasting partner in crime.
Justin from Spinebuster Tees and SpinebusterTees.com. And Drew, congratulations on 300 episodes. Not too many people will get this far, but you have, and you have built yourself a community over here, a growing community every day, and couldn't be more happy for you. For what you accomplished here, and hope that you continue to grow. Hope you continue to grow for sure.
Yeah, man, I appreciate that. I'm blessed. I'm blessed I can share this with you, man. And I'm happy that I brought you along for the ride. I've always told a story. I've always wanted you on the show since
Right,
day one. In the beginnings of the show,
right,
beginnings, right? Beginning of the show, whatever.
right. Yeah,
Um, for the longest time, it wasn't always a wrestling show. I was always doing like entertainment and news, and then a little like triple wrestling it here and there until like 2019 ish is when I really started to make it more of a wrestling show.
yeah,
And again, for the longest time, I always wanted you on. But it's just like I'm weird. I get nervous asking people for anything, even if it's a friend.
right.
So when I got you on, I was happy to get you on, and now I'm happy that you're still on the show and you're a big part of the show. And not to sound weird, I'd be lost without you on the show because there are times where I'm not always the most educated person when it comes to most wrestling,
Right. Yeah.
and you notice I'll kind of defer to you on most things. I'm like, what do you know about this? And you're like you're like a walking wrestling encyclopedia, and I'll be honest, you know more than me when it comes to wrestling. I kind of keep things in one spot where you have more of a broader knowledge of wrestling, not just like WWE and AEW. So to that, my hats off to you, and just a lot of the shit you do for the show, like when we did which episode was it? I think it was
The
the
year,
last
the year,
episode.
the year end.
Right, when you did like this day in wrestling history for the whole month of 2020, not month, a whole year of 2020.
Yeah, yeah. Just a timeline. Yeah.
And it's like, dude, like there were things in it that I forgot about, and you got everything down, and I'm just like, bro, like you deserve an award. Like that's just so fucking. That was impressive. Like that's something that not a lot of people would be able to do, and you did it, and I love that.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you.
And then the WrestleMania episode, the pre-WrestleMania episode where
Oh, when we went
we
through
did
all the WrestleManias, yeah.
yeah, that was a lot. Like again, there was shit that I even forgot about.
Right.
But again, you're the man when it comes to wrestling knowledge. So my hats off to you, Jake.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
No problem. And speaking of trickling, we got some people trickling here in the chat. I got Kyle. Kyle, a loyal friend, loyal follower. What's up, Kyle? I see Dirk there. What's up? Lightning 116. Maurice, the usual suspects. Don Reynolds. I've seen your face before. Iron Lion 23. What's up? I don't think I've seen you before. But welcome to episode 300. So I did do something that might shock you. I watched a little bit of AEW tonight.
Wow. I am shocked.
Yeah, you're shocked, right? I saw the first match, which was Adam Cole versus
MJF.
MJF.
Yeah.
I thought it was a decent match. Um, the only thing I was kind of like thrown off by because I put the TV on mute to like look at something on my phone, and I saw Adam Cole went for the pin, and I just see Adam Cole look distraught about something. I'm like, wait, what the fuck happened? Oh yeah, they still do time limits in AEW. So the stipulation being that if Adam Cole won, he would get a shot at the title,
Right.
but to no avail. He did the whole thing with MJF saying, 5 more minutes. MJF said, no, being the chicken shit heel he is, and then walked away. So, I mean, obviously, eventually we're gonna get Adam Cole and MJF at the next pay per view. Which when is their next pay per view?
Forbidden Door, but I don't think it's gonna be at Forbidden Door.
So what would be after Forbidden Door?
The UK show, but I don't. That's not gonna help. That's not gonna help either, because I don't see MJF and Adam Cole being the main event or possible main event for All In. Like that's not gonna sell tickets. I mean, well, I mean they sold tickets already, but like that's not what the paying customer will want to see in that situation. I'm pretty sure it's good. Like they had a great match tonight. They had a great match tonight. I thought the ending was, yeah, they do a lot of time limited draws, but the fact that they never really harped on, oh, there's 5 minutes remain left in the match. They never really harped on it like at all during the match. So when it happened, I was like, oh shit, okay, like what happened? I thought it was like Chris Jericho out there or something like that to screw over Adam Cole or whatever. But the way they did, I thought was very unique. But they're gonna get back to MJF and Adam Cole. I have a fear it's gonna be at All In. I just rather have it not be at All In because, yeah, for the Forbidden Door show, like, I A is not New Japan versus AEW, is AEW versus AEW. So I don't know how that'll work, but yeah. But overall, though, I mean, they're gonna need to get there somehow for All In. But again, I just wouldn't see. I didn't see that as the potential world title match going into that UK show.
I would think for All In, that would be like a MJF versus CM Punk.
No, no.
Okay, so like I guess preference. What would you rather have as the main event?
If everything aligns right, the Elite versus CM Punk and FTR. That's if they will want to work with each other. Now, CM Punk versus MJF, that could be secondary, and that will help. That'll help like sell a little bit more tickets there. But I think that if you're going to, if you're gonna have this, your very first international stadium show, right? Or it's not the first stadium show because Arthur Ashe is technically a stadium, but your first international stadium show, the Elite versus CM Punk and FTR will probably do it.
Okay, yeah, that definitely be money. But I guess like as far as like MJF, like who would he defend the title with?
It's probably going to be Adam Cole. I don't agree with it.
Okay.
Like I said, I don't agree with it. I just don't think that that's the match that you'll put for the stadium show. But again, it's like who really else will make sense at that point? Him and CM Punk, yeah. But like outside, that's like there's really nobody that's really maybe MJF versus Kenny Omega, but I see Kenny Omega being involved with now unless they do. Kenny Omega and CM Punk has to have like something together. Maybe they do CM Punk versus Kenny Omega in a one-on-one match. I don't know. There's a lot of different routes that they can go with this. So, it really just depends on how they handle it at the end of the day. But Tony Khan, I know he has a plan already. We just don't know what that plan is. But he has to have some type of plan already because you're not gonna bring it back to CM Punk and not to have a plan for him for the next 5 to 6 months at least down the road.
We'll just have to see. But yeah, I mean, I can see the Elite and FTR and CM Punk main eventing All Out. That's definitely gonna
Right.
put butts in seats, like Tony Schiavone said.
Absolutely.
For the rest of the show in AEW, I kind of zoned out after the first match. I did see the confrontation between Jericho and Sting, and I remember seeing a tweet that somebody put up where they said they wanted Jericho versus Sting in AEW, and he just put not interested. So I guess that's kind of where they're gonna go.
Yeah. I mean, a tag match. I mean, because I know you probably didn't see the promo for what it sounds like, but Sammy Guevara came out. He was doing some cryptic stuff. I think he was probably gonna say, hey, I want to split from Chris Jericho, or I want to split from the JS. Darby Allin came out and said like, hey, basically long story short, he was like, hey, I want you. I really think that in order to elevate your career, you gotta split from Jericho. In a sense, that's what he said. And then Jericho came out and said, how come you didn't call me, or you've been chasing MJF for 3 months, how come you didn't call me, or nothing like that. So this thing came out, then they just hyped it up as like, it's the first time Sting and Jericho has ever been in the ring with each other ever on TV, which I believe that's correct. I'm pretty sure that's correct, but outside of that though, the segment did what it needed to do. They're trying to turn Sammy babyface, um, and Darby kind of made it seem like, well, hey, the crowd's starting to cheer you again, and honestly, there was a mixture of boos and cheers, so it was split, but it was better than what it was last year. Last year, he was getting nothing but boos, like he was like fucking, just hated for the wrong reasons. By the way, it wasn't even like wrestling heat. It was like go away X-Pac heat. But I don't know. We'll have to wait and see what they go with that story.
All right. I'm pretty sure you have it on. So what's going on right now?
On AEW, we're in a commercial break right now. It is Wardlow versus Jake Hager. Who gives a shit?
Exactly.
Wardlow's gonna win this match, obviously, but whatever. It is what it is. It's for the TNT title, which is the which is the third title in rank now. I mean, because the international title is above that. So
So let's kind of do what we always do. Let's review shows and then get to the topics at
yeah,
hand.
sure.
So let me just pull up WWE SmackDown from last Friday. All right. So SmackDown from June 9th. The Usos interrupted Solo Sequoia, or actually just Jey Uso interrupted Solo Sequoia and Heyman. Solo telling, or not Solo, but Jey telling Solo pretty much, you turn your back on me, I'm your brother, yada yada yada. And then Heyman kind of manipulating Jay's mind, saying that eventually, Roman's gonna want to, how do you say it, groom you to be the new tribal
We're
chief.
groomed to be a new tribal chief. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and then Jay of course was like, huh, interesting. And then when Paul Heyman extends his hand to shake it, Jay just says, "I'll do that later." Or I forget what do you say? I'll do that later or something like that.
Right.
And then get to the back. Oh no, before that, Paul tells Jay, you have a chance to redeem yourself. You have an or you have a U.S. Championship match with Austin Theory. Of course, Jay takes him upon his offer and then doesn't shake his hand and leaves. Later on the night, Paul Heyman talks to him again, saying, we got to get your suit fitted for next week. Knowing Roman just gave you his private jet, A, B, C, and D. And then Paul extends his hand again, and then Jay just says, when I'm in the bloodline, you're not going to be in the bloodline anymore, and then walks off. So I just thought that was kind of funny. But we get to the main event. We'll get to the other stuff on SmackDown. We're just kind of going over the big points. We get to the main event, which is Jey Uso and Austin Theory. I thought, good match. The crowd was very pro Jey. Kind of a typical Uso bloodline match. A lot of gaga, a lot of interference. Um, Jay coming out to, or not, no. Pretty Deadly came out to help Austin Theory because they have their own group together, I guess. And then Jey Uso comes out to make the save. Solo comes out and spikes Jay, and Jay's about to make the kick, and then accidentally ends up kicking Jay. Or no, Jesus Christ, no, Jimmy. I'm sorry, Jimmy
Case J.
ends up accidentally kicks Jay.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. And Austin Theory goes to the pin, retains the title. Jay doesn't really know who to believe. He's pissed at his brother for kicking him. And then when he goes up to Heyman, Heyman extends his hand again, and then Jay just goes, "Nah, I'm good." Just walks away. So that's how SmackDown ended.
Right.
What do you think about the whole bit, with the Bloodline and Jey Uso?
I mean, it's a bloodline storyline. Is you don't know how this is gonna turn. What's it gonna turn into. This is just development for story. Roman wasn't there this week. This is just now. I love what Heyman said. Like, hey, you know, Jimmy knows, and I'm pretty sure you knew that we were trying to groom you to be the next tribal chief. So so I have a theory in my head, and I'm not talking about Austin either, but I think that one of my theories is that it may be Jay that takes the titles off of Roman. Like it may be Jay. Now I may be wrong about this, but how did this bloodline storyline start? It started with Jay. And it may end with Jay. So it's not my, how should I say, I still think it's Cody. Like, if you put a gun to my head right now, I'm still going to go with Cody. But don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if plans have changed and that WWE decides to go with Jay to end Roman's streak. So, or it could be something like, it's Cody versus Roman at next year's WrestleMania, and Jay comes out, super kicks Roman, something like that, and whatever. But I do believe Jay, this for sure, Jay is going to have a big, he's going to be a big factor on ending Roman's title streak, period. So, but as far as storyline is concerned, I mean, this was just to get from 1 week to the next, right? Roman's coming back next week, and when Roman's there, that's where we're gonna see the next huge advancement in the storyline. Is whatever Roman's gonna say. So, well, we'll see. Overall, I thought it was great. Still, you know what I mean? This is like still the best thing in wrestling right now, obviously. But when Roman gets back next week, that's when we're gonna see the next step into the storyline and what's really going to go down next.
Right. I wouldn't mind if Jay was kind of in that spot because when you look at him, it's like he's not a small guy and he's not a huge guy, but he looks believable in that spot, and he has a lot of sympathy from the fans. Like he is a white meat baby face to the fullest extent, and the guy can definitely work. Like to me, I think he's very underrated when it comes to how good he is in the ring because like you look at everybody in the bloodline. Of course, Roman's the star, and we all know that. Solo. I mean, he gets better every time we see him work, and he looks like he's more comfortable in
Right.
the role. Jay to me is the better worker, and he's the diamond. Like they're just getting ready
I
to
think his facials, his acting, honestly, I think Jimmy and Jay are both the same when it comes to in ring, but I think Jay is a little bit over the top with with his promo ability and the way he emotes and his facial expressions and all that. I think that's what sets Jay over the top, over Jimmy, in my opinion, at least.
right. Jay's in better shape. Jimmy's a little, I don't want to say fat, but he's a little chunkier. But as far as their work goes, yeah, it's similar. But like pretty much everything you just said. Jay has everything down to a T. So I'm interested to see where this goes. Next this coming Friday. All right, moving on. Yeah, the Money in the Bank qualifier: Santos Escobar versus Mustafa Ali. Um, Escobar winning. Really good match between the two. These two are very similar in style, and naturally they went out and had a really goddamn good match in my opinion. Escobar getting the win, good. Um, thing about the LWO is that apparently they're one of the top merch sellers in the company,
Yeah.
and it's like, well, how about you give these guys some wins? And they gave Escobar a win. I like Escobar, and Ali being in the again. I don't want to reopen that can of worms because I know how you feel about the draft.
Oh man, don't get me started on that.
Being in this match, even though he's on NXT.
Well, no. He's in no. Well, he's a free agent. So, again, and I mentioned this last week. I'm okay with him going back and forth between Raw and SmackDown, but NXT is like to me that's separate, but but again I understand it because he has that free agent tag. But Dana Brooke being in fucking NXT, there's no excuse at all, and she was there last night too. Like so just fuck me, right? Like I don't know shit.
Dana Brooke being on television is just mind-boggling. But nonetheless, good match between the two.
Yeah.
What did you think about the match?
Two of my favorites here. Two of my favorite in ring talents. Wasn't it didn't take my breath away, but it was a good TV match. Right person won.
And LA Knight joining commentary, being entertaining as usual.
Yeah.
Telling Michael Cole, "You touch my glasses, I'm gonna smack him off your head" or something like that. But yeah, cool. And next you had the NXT Women's Tag Team Champions Isla Dawn and Alba Fire coming out, and before they can even talk, Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler, the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, come out and interrupt them and say pretty much this town's not big enough for the two of us, and let's combine the titles. And the rumor is, yes, they are going to be unified, and it's going to be, I guess, the titles are going to be on all three brands, Raw, SmackDown, and NXT.
Good.
Which, again, good. I'm glad.
Good. There because there ain't no fucking division. I can tell you that shit. So good.
All right. Next, you had Michin versus Bayley in a women's qualifying match. Bayley winning.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing too much to dissect from this match. Bayley getting the win was kind of expected. Next is you had the WWE Women's Championship unveiling. Since Asuka was the Raw Women's Champion, she's on SmackDown, and Rhea Ripley is the SmackDown Women's Champion. She's on Raw. They finally decided to change the titles, and they're no longer called Raw and SmackDown titles. They're called, this title is called the
WWE Women's Championship.
WWE Women's Championship. There you go. Which is a take of the new title that Roman has. Which
It's
first I was like,
it's the same belt.
Yeah, no, it's the same belt. It's kind of like what they did in NXT, or what they still do in NXT, where it's the same belt but it has a different strap.
It's lazy. It's lazy.
Yeah.
It's like no one can tell me it's lazy. It's lazy. Now I will say I was right about the names. Like, well, what are they gonna name them? Like, it's common sense. The WWE Women's Championship. You can do the World Women's Championship. Like, it doesn't take a rocket science to figure out how they're gonna name this. But the belt sucks. Like Roman's, the belt sucks. It's lazy. Now again, I will say that this is the best version of the shitty belt because as the gold on ends, it looks better, but it's still lazy. Like, we're gonna have another 5 to 7 years of the same belt, and people are just end up like, and you know what? People are gonna go online buy the same belts. It's kind of like Madden. It's kind of like Madden and fucking NBA 2K. You buy the same goddamn game every year for a fucking roster update. You know what I mean? Even WWE 2K, you buy the same game every year for a roster update. Yeah, this is the equivalent to that. Like, yeah, they just better effort, That's all I'm asking for. But again, it's budget, and WWE, was bought by Endeavor, and all that. I get that, and they're gonna be making budget cuts soon. So I get that. I understand that. But at the same time, you made a brand new world heavyweight championship belt. You mean to tell me you couldn't do anything for the WWE? Now, if you would have done something for the WWE title and make the women's title based off that, I would have been okay with that because that's still a new belt, kind of like what they did with Rhea Ripley on Monday. Like, even though, it's still lazy, but it's still the new belt. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm more forgiving in that. But this one, we've been having this title since fucking 2013, essentially. Well, what I mean? Well, 2014, or wherever the WWE logo changed. But regardless, this belt sucks.
Yeah, you're not wrong. And then, speaking of sucks, this segment was kind of sucky. Asuka gets her new title. Charlotte comes out and wins the
Oh
women's
God,
match.
don't even get me started on that.
And then Adam Pierce tells her, you know, you're gonna need to wait in line. And Charlotte says, I invented the line, whatever. And then she knocks Asuka on her ass, and so she'll get a title match the Friday before Money in the Bank. Before that, Bianca Belair is a little pissed off that she hasn't gotten a rematch.
Good, good. This is what I want to see. This is the starting crux of a heel turn, and it'll be a justified heel turn. She feels like she's getting screwed over. She got screwed over at Night of Champions, right? Doesn't get the rematch immediately, right? I mean, in this particular case, I think she would. I think I would have been okay with her getting a rematch immediately because she held the belt for so long, right? But now she's gonna be frustrated for one reason or another, and yeah, man, I really think that she's gonna end up turning heel here, and that's gonna and that's some I know that's something that you want to see too.
Yeah.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, so you can kind of see it like in her mannerisms and the way that she looked. She's probably gonna be the now. Now I hope they don't go to the route of being a spoiled brat type of thing. Just make her the EST, but a heel. That's it. You don't gotta overdo it, right? You know what I mean? Just make her the badass that we saw that I fell in love with at the Mae Young Classic, the first Mae Young Classic, right? And yeah, just do that there, and and just make her somebody that the fans will. And at the end of the day, I don't think that like the little girls or anything. I don't think that they're gonna start hating her. The little girls that like Bianca Belair are still gonna like Bianca Belair, in my opinion. I mean, I may be wrong, but uh, I don't really think this is really gonna do anything as far as like her image. She can still do like the media and stuff like that. I don't really think that's gonna hurt her at the end of the day. So
You're not wrong. I mean, just I'm kind of with you on that, where it's like I hope they don't go the lazy route of, let's just change everything about her character
right,
just to make her evil. Let's make her evil and mean for the sake of being mean. Let's have a reason.
yeah.
So I kind of hope they go that route. But Ruben, can you send an invite? I'm having a problem getting you in. Raise your hand so I can just easily add you in. Okay, never mind. I got you. I got you.
Can you hear me?
Ruben,
There he goes.
What's up?
what's
Hello.
up, man? How you been?
Oh man, little this, little that, but doing okay. I hope I
Yeah,
don't
man.
sound too off because
No,
been getting work done on my teeth. So
Oh man.
yeah,
really.
it's I think at this point I might as well live at the dentist's office.
Well, is your dentist do they look like Britt Baker?
No,
Oh well, that's a shame.
I mean if they put enough anesthesia long enough, then everyone starts to look like Britt Baker after a while.
Are you assuming that every white dentist looks like Britt Baker, Ruben?
I guess.
Oh boy, but yeah, that's rough. That's rough. That's rough, man. Yeah, man, I appreciate you for coming on.
Of course. It's a big 3-0, the big 3-0, I should say.
That's right.
Said I was gonna come on, so I gotta be a man of my word.
Yeah, awesome. Glad to have you on. Yeah, man, we are just going over SmackDown from last Friday, and talking about the whole, I guess, the new but not so new women's championship. Me and Justin are both in agreement. Again, it's just lazy. Like it's basically the same belt that it's been for since like 2013, and they just don't want to make any changes to it. I don't know why, but I mean, we do know why. But it's like, come on, like it's evolved with the times. It still looks like a giant belt buckle. But what's your overall opinion on the belt change? That's not really a change.
It's very lazy. When I just saw the belt design, I was like, yeah, this is very lazy. At least actual effort. Because I guess they want to have all the SmackDown titles be undisputed, which, if you saw closely, Asuka's belt says undisputed. So
Oh yeah, I got a comment about that in a second. Yeah, but go ahead.
yeah, yeah, and I'm just like, okay, so she's she's not undisputed if there's another women's champion on Raw. So
Exactly. Yeah.
to me, it's just like, what's going on here? What's it's just so confusing overall. I think that all this could have just been solved if they just be more creative with the design and this whole brand split thing.
Oh
It,
fuck.
it's a mess. It's a big mess. Like overall, the belts, the brand split is like nothing makes sense.
I'm getting an aneurysm right now.
Yeah, no, I was, dude, I was pretty like just not more so just disappointed and angry because I was initially angry. I was like, damn, that's it, like, and then everything that they were doing afterwards is just kind of like lazy. And it's just like for all the people that say no, no, there's no way Triple H is in charge. No, he is in charge of some things, like going to
He's not in charge of that. Like he's not in charge of like of like he's in charge like essentially in charge like the brand split, maybe the roster itself, but like having Seth Rollins go to NXT next week,
yeah,
like what? You know what I mean? Having Dana Brooke on NXT when she got drafted to Raw, and she's been on NXT the past 2 weeks, and she has not been seen on Raw not once yet since the brand split.
yep.
Like, am I going crazy here? Am I stupid or something? Like, what's going on, WWE? So a lot of people were saying. So I get what you're saying about like Triple H is in charge, but if you watch NXT from 2013 all the way to 2019, right? Has Triple H done stupid stuff like this where shit don't make sense and shit where you questions like that doesn't make sense, or where it's like, oh man, like in the story, like, okay, well, they never explained that, like, why is this happening? Like, oh man, like it's just, I get it's different on being on TV versus like having the WWE network. I totally get it. I totally understand it. But even when Triple H took over back last summer, right? Almost a year ago at this point, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? August, September, October, November, the Raws and SmackDowns felt a lot different. When January came along, right? I told Drew, I'm like, Raw doesn't feel Raw. It started to feel very Vince McMahon-ish, and this was even before Vince McMahon was back officially, right? Like this don't feel correctly. Like there's no story on this show, right? The only story is the Bloodline, and that's the only thing that really matters, right? And that's what we're still getting right now to a certain extent. Like the Bloodline is really the only thing that really matters right now. There's no long-term stories right now in WWE to give a damn about, right? Even Cody Rhodes, and I mentioned this before, and I'll die on this sword right now. Cody, since the Royal Rumble, stock as far as storyline, guys, not as far as like being being popular with the fans. He's still over. I love Cody. Like, don't get me wrong, but just the way he's being portrayed is steadily going down. It's steadily going down. Now we'll see what happens with him and Dominic. I expect Dominic to win most likely. Well, we'll see, but it's not the same Cody Rhodes as we seen last year before he got injured. You know what I mean? And obviously he was white hot. But even Cody Rhodes in January, in February when he came back, he was obviously he was hot because he came back. But yeah, just back to the point of what we were saying here, the brand split itself is just, to me, it's not a brand split. It's not a hard brand split at all. You still got guys showing up on each other's shows and things of that nature. It's kind of calmed down lately, but the first month of this, or however long this has been, it's been a shit show.
Yeah, yeah. It's overall just the charge our lives.
Yeah, he has his finger on the pulse. Yeah.
Yeah, and it just doesn't. Nothing is cohesive. Nothing is gelling, and it just shows that he's in charge.
Oh.
And to me, when it boils down, I think that if it wasn't for the bloodline,
Oh. Sorry.
yeah, if it wasn't for the bloodline, forget about it. Um, the that that's what's carrying. There's a few things, but that's like the main story that people are tuning in to SmackDown on a weekly basis. And then you have Gunther, you have a handful of people, a handful of talent, but besides that, it's just the bloodline. Like that's the most interesting thing that makes sense. It's cohesive, and people want more of that. Everything else is just, in all honesty, just filler.
Right.
And it doesn't help that the brand split isn't, and it isn't cohesive. It's just like, well, we're going to, just gonna just throw a schmoz, and then people tune in because why not? It's like, no, that's not how it works, but okay. And I don't know. I think overall with the belt designs, well on SmackDown, very lazy. When I saw that belt, I was like, really? I shouldn't be surprised.
I was like, yeah, like me and my friends in the I have some YouTube friends that I have in a Twitter chat. Like we all agree, like it's gonna be the same design, but maybe with a white strap or whatever the case may be. Now I was thinking with Rhea's, they may do the same. They may do the same as Roman style, but black, but whatever, but smaller, whatever case may be. But yeah, real quick breaking news. Forbidden Door added 2 more matches. Sonata came on AEW earlier, say he puts up an open challenge. Jungle Boy and Sonata is gonna be for the IWGP World Championship at Forbidden Door. That's gonna be a good match there. Then MJF is gonna go up against Hiroshi Tanahashi. So basically, it's just basically like MJF versus John Cena of Japan, pretty much. So, yeah, that's. Yeah, I mean, I know some people don't watch New Japan, but to me that is not huge per se, but those are gonna be 2 important matches on the show for sure.
I like Tanahashi.
I love Tanahashi. He's just old now. That's all it is. But I love Tanahashi.
What happened?
No, I'm saying Will Nightingale. I mean, she's cute, but she cannot wrestle. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say Justin is Okada on the show.
Yeah, he's facing off against Bryan Danielson.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's I will probably main event with that. So it's Okada versus Bryan Danielson. Then you got Kenny Omega versus Will Ospreay. And then you got MJF versus Hiroshi Tanahashi. Then you got Sonata versus Jungle Boy. I mean, those 4 matches right there, if all correct, like, man, like, just the first 2 matches, that are announced alone have potential of being matches of the year. So, but I digress. But yeah, we were on SmackDown, so yeah, let's continue.
Yeah. I mean, I'll just finish off what I was saying, just to encapsulate. I think that overall, the the designs of the belts on SmackDown are very lazy, and I do hope that we do get just a set of men's tag belts, because just having a pair of red belts and a pair of blue belts, it's really just asinine, mundane, and it's like,
It's just to sell titles as well. Like,
yeah,
believe it or not, like I had a few people that came into my shop today. They were looking at some of my mini replica belts. I have some mini replica belts that I have there. I bought some more, but regardless though, they were like they're like, oh yeah, whenever you get the new women's world championship, or whenever you get like Asuka's new championship, post it. I'm like, like you do realize it's the same. I was like in my head, of course, I was like, I said out loud, I was like, yeah, sure, of course. But like in my head, I was like you realize you're just gonna buy the same belt again, but it's weird, man. It's weird, but that's why you do it.
Costume, pretty much.
Yeah, that's all it is. It's like
Alternate color.
yeah, it's like like when you ever play like Street Fighter, right? You know what I mean? Like remember Street Fighter 2 back in the day? You know what I mean? Fucking you got your Ryu in his regular white with the red bandana. Then you got the Ryu in like the blue with the black bandana. It's like same costume. Anyway.
It's like the Justin will get this. It's a Simpsons reference. It's like the episode with Malibu Stacy. Lisa wants to put out her new doll, but then the company ends up putting out another Malibu Stacy with a new hat.
Yeah. And Lisa's like, hey, that's just her with a hat.
And then Mr. Smithers, new hat.
Oh man,
That's basically it.
that's pretty much what it is. But yeah.
It's the same belt but with a new hat. Oh man. But all right, another men's Money in the Bank qualifier. You had Butch, or I guess he's still Bush, versus Baron Corbin. The NXT champion Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams were at ringside. Butch got the win on a roll up because fuck Baron Corbin, I guess.
That's the way he loses all the time. He is the master. I don't think I ever seen anybody lose as many matches with a roll up than Baron Corbin. Just call him fruit roll up.
He just sucks. He just sucks.
I don't know. I don't know about that, but
I tried giving Baron a chance when he went to NXT. He's worthless. He sucks.
well, he's only been there for like 2 weeks.
Like you don't even want to boo him because he sucks that bad. It's like come on.
But you know what? I hate the way I don't like his attire right now. Like to me, that's like the type of attire when you're on your way out the company. I hope I hope he's not. Like you know what I mean. I don't want to see anybody lose their job. Even Dana Brooke, I don't want to see her lose her job. Right. The only person I want to see lose her job is fucking Aaliyah. Yeah. Like fuck her. Okay.
I don't know. Baron's dressing like he's about to play pickup. Like he's about to play basketball or something. And just like,
Yeah. No. It looks like no. He doesn't look like that. It looks like he's like, like he's about to do some MMA sparring. Like I don't know what the hell he's doing, but yeah.
or he's at his pool. He's about to jump in with the
Yeah.
Jesus. But next is another Money in the Bank qualifier. Yeah, the women's Io Sky versus Shotzi. Io winning from interference by Bailey. That was a decent match. This was probably the best I've seen Shotzi look in a while. But Io Sky's in the match. So was Bailey. They want the Money in the Bank. Well, it looks like they want the women's Money in the Bank to be a lot bigger than the men's because a lot of people bitching about the men's Money in the Bank that it's mid. In their words, I think it might be pretty entertaining in my opinion.
I love the men's Money in the Bank. You want to know why? We're guaranteed to make a new star. We're guaranteed to make a top guy. If everything goes well, everything goes well. But it's not over yet. Logan Paul's gonna get added, so there's that.
Hey Jeff, what's up?
Congratulations, Drew. Happy 300th.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. Appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, sure. So, yeah. What'd I miss? Catch me up. What's been going on the last hour? Everyone's saying how great you are?
Oh yeah. Justin told me how great I was. Ruben told me that he can't live without me. I'm awesome. And now I'm just playing betting. No, we're just talking about SmackDown. We're just talking about the news. Or actually, we're just reviewing shows starting with SmackDown. And we're just gonna get into like some news topics and also some fun topics. Fun, however you view it. But what's going on with you, man?
Not much. I am just watching the end of DYNAMITE. I figured I'd check in, see what's going on, and just pay homage. Just be part of the celebration. Nothing's going on. Everything's fine.
So I'll love to hear that. But I mean, you guys already know each other, Jeff, Ruben.
Absolutely.
Guys, what's up?
Of course. Are the RE6?
RE6. So we're just missing our brother RJ. He's probably asleep, but hopefully he does come in. But what else was I talking about? Oh yeah, we were talking about the Money in the Bank matches. So a lot of people kind of poo pooing over the men's Money in the Bank match because they think it's doesn't have enough stars, even though, like Justin said, more than likely Logan Paul is going to be added. Um, the women's seems more stacked as far as stars goes. Jeff, what's your whole opinion on the Money in the Bank matches so far?
I don't have really have a problem with it. I mean, first of all, nothing's final until the bell rings. Secondly, isn't Money in the Bank about making someone into a star who wasn't a star before, somebody who's sort of on the cusp?
Yep.
And there's at least two people in this match already that fit that bill. So, yeah, I don't see the problem. And plus, as grinding as the weekly WWE shows can be, their PLEs deliver, in a 90% plus clip. If you just watch the PLEs, you'd probably be very happy with the state of wrestling.
Absolutely.
That's kind of always been the case with WWE for like the past year, I believe, where it's like the shows are either okay or meh or just bad, but the PLEs or pay per views, however you want to call them, have always been pretty good. They've always delivered and been pretty solid. Um, and yeah, Jeff is right. Like people are forgetting the point of Money in the Bank. It's supposed to build stars, not give somebody that's already a star, another shot. Like you look at this Money in the Bank match. You have Santos, you have Ricochet. Who else is in the match?
You have LA Knight. You got
LA Knight, yeah.
Which people love LA Knight. People want to see him win. People love Damian Priest. They want to see him, get a push.
Nakamura.
Nakamura, kind of having a career renaissance. Going back to that NXT Nakamura, which good because I love Nakamura. I want to see him succeed.
Yeah, I got Pete Dunne, Butch, obviously. So I like the six. I like this field. To me, you're guaranteed to put some. You're guaranteed to give somebody the spotlight as a singles. And somebody has a great opportunity to elevate their career. Damian Priest right now has a great opportunity, being of the tease of Judgment Day right now. To me, he has top guy potential for sure. Same thing with LA Knight as well. You know what I mean? So, are they going to give it to Shinsuke Nakamura? You know what I mean? Because what happened, all those years ago at WrestleMania, and he never had a chance to win the title from AJ Styles, right? There's a lot of storylines you can build up. Ricochet, right? Ricochet's been I won't say the company man, but he's been that guy, at least from what I've seen on on social media and his mannerisms in videos. He seems to love to be in WWE, never really caused a problem or whatnot. And he seems like a guy that that could be awarded in this situation. Now he's not my first pick or anything, but there's a lot of storylines you can build up with this match, and that's why this field is so intriguing. Like if you had like a John Cena in there, or Seth Rollins or a Cody in there, it's like, oh well, that guy's winning. You know what I mean? Like the one year that Cena broke the Money in the Bank briefcase, right? Whatever year that was. He was obvious to win that match. Like no one else had a chance to win that match but him. This match here, like with the six, like there's a chance that any one of these guys can actually win it, and that's what's so good about it.
How you feel? How you feel with the women? The women having more stars in it, like Becky, like Bailey. I forget who else is in the match, but um, do you think that the women should have less stars in the match?
No, because there's less women's matches that's gonna be on the card. So yeah, there's gonna be less women matches on the card, and plus you're going into, you're going into England or whatnot, right? There's no way that you're not gonna have Becky Lynch on this card. She's from that part of the not the country, but part of the world over there, right? Even though she's Irish. So yeah, less women matches, and I think you need stars for the women over the men because the men I won't say they can carry this match and a new star is gonna be made. There's no longevity yet in the women's Money in the Bank match where you can do that, in my opinion at least. So, but Becky being there, like she doesn't need to win, Bailey doesn't need to win, as long as someone like Io, which I think she has a very strong chance of winning. Um, I think that's where they should be going to is you have some of the stars in there to make the match credible or whatnot. Then have someone like a EO or Zoe Stark or Zelina Vega who hasn't really been in that top situation before to win the match. So
All right, fair enough. Either way, I think both matches will deliver. With the women, it's interesting because you're also prolonging storylines, especially with Zoe Stark and Becky. We can see where that goes.
right,
Instead of just rushing a match on a pay per view, you give it time to season to marinate. So,
right.
and then of course Trish is going to be involved in there somehow too. Same thing with Bailey and Io. Like there can be a thing of Io's about to win, and then Bailey kind of subconsciously screws her over winning the match, but then tries to do the whole "I'm just looking out for you, I'm doing what's best for you" thing or whatever she does. But yeah, there you go. And same thing with the men's. The men's could possibly be the one that outshines them. But either way, it looks like these are some strong matches. But that was SmackDown. SmackDown was pretty decent. Usually is. But were you gonna say something, Jeff?
If you'd like me to. I just think that it's interesting, when you follow along with WWE stories, because let's face it, the WWE is more about stories.
Right.
So, and you're right, with the two damage control entrants, you can go one of two ways, and either one, if you predicted it, nobody can call you dumb. So that's good. It's like 50-50. It can be that one of them costs the other one, uh, and the one who prevails ends up with the case, and that furthers the damage control split. Are they friends? Are they not friends going on? And it can be a side feud if you don't want to cash in right away. Or they cancel each other out. They completely break up right there on the show and clobber each other. I think Becky and Zoe will cancel each other out. I think you're right. Trish will be in there. Zelina Vega, I think she had her moment. I think that's it. I don't even remember who the last woman is. It's not been decided yet, has it?
No, so currently right now, so they do have five right now. So we're waiting on the sixth one. So it's Zelina Vega, Becky Lynch, Zoe Stark, Bailey, and Io.
Right. So they'll probably either do a losers match. Whoever lost the qualifying match is having a whatever it is, a fatal three-way, a fatal four-way, whatever was left, or they'll have some other people.
It's probably gonna have to be a Raw talent because I know they're trying to do it even split on this because Zelina, Bailey, and Io are on SmackDown. Then you got Becky and Zoe on Raw. So maybe something is gonna happen on Raw this week where we'll get that final spot.
Yeah, I think that's very likely, and that's fine. Or at least they decide what the match is going to be, and they book it for SmackDown. Either way, I think that'd be great. But it's Raw that's having no, it's SmackDown that's going to have the tag team gauntlet match. So you're right, it'll probably be on Raw because SmackDown having the tag team gauntlet match, that's going to take up an hour of the show. So
Yeah.
that's not leaving half of the show. Plus you got Bloodline stuff. So yeah, it'll be on Raw. I think you're right. So I wouldn't be surprised whoever that entrant isn't the one that I ultimately pick. Though I think if I had to pick someone right now, it would probably be Io.
Yeah.
And Bailey maybe screws her up. On the men's side, you have Ricochet and Nakamura, being friends but about to become enemies. So I think they cancel each other out. Santos would be interesting, but I don't think so. I think it's either Damian Priest or LA Knight, and
Yep.
if they're turning Damian Priest face, and it looks like they are, I mean, who better to have the case other than LA Knight? I mean, you could go Logan Paul, but he's there 5 times a year. LA Knight's there 52 weeks a year. Got a similar personality, and he works there full time. So I would rather go with LA Knight. And I think the money. I mean, I've been saying for months, even before he started winning matches, that the Money in the Bank
Absolutely.
I kind of hope that Logan Paul doesn't come in the match because then it would just be like a, okay, so we know who's winning.
No. I don't I don't
I
I don't think it'd be that obvious.
I personally do. It's like with last year when I think like everyone kind of assumed that Riddle would win when he was over, and then they put Theory in the match, and you're like, oh well, I guess we know who's winning.
Well, that was the night of though, like you know what I mean? That was like he went out there and he inserted himself in the match, you know what I mean? So, but I don't see it that way. Me personally, I really don't see it that way, but um
I'm invested. That would be like if Vince McMahon walked out, with Bobby Lashley and said, "My champion," just like 2005 or something.
right.
Then the fix was in.
Right.
Right.
But as far as the women, the only other person I see that is gonna be in the match is Candice LeRae. I'm looking at this roster right now, or maybe Raquel Rodriguez, but
Probably Raquel.
yeah, probably Raquel. Either Raquel or Candice LeRae for sure. But is Candice injured right now?
I mean, weren't they like running vignettes for her last week?
Yeah. So
What they're doing with her. I actually think it's probably going to be. I could actually see Chelsea Green finally sneaking in. I think the money
I will love that.
would be awesome.
Yes, and like again, just the whole thing of like, I lost the match. I need to speak to your manager. Like just like her character pretty much writes itself. Like if she doesn't win, she's gonna go complain to management about it. So I love Chelsea. I think Chelsea Green has been one of the few like Triple H returns that has actually worked and has actually gotten over.
Yeah, but she needs to win some matches. I know she's a heel. She doesn't need to win a lot, but she needs to win some. I mean, her and Sonya have been basically treated like jokes.
I think Chelsea has won one match since she's been back.
I think you're right.
I agree. But where else was I going? Oh yeah, so that was SmackDown. I'm gonna get to Raw. Raw, I kind of missed most of it because I was watching the NBA Finals. Congratulations to the Denver Nuggets. The show opened with the Miz and or not the Miz, Cody Rhodes and Dominic. He tells Dominic, I challenge you to a match at Money in the Bank, and the whole time Dominic is getting booed, of course, and Dominic's trying to dance around the topic of, I'm better than you, and Rhea's trying to hype him up, and the whole time Cody's like, is that a yes or a no? And then Dominic finally accepts. So now they're going to have their match at Money in the Bank. After which the Miz attacked Cody, and Cody went at Miz, and Dom got another sucker punch at Cody, being the chicken shit heel he is. So we're getting we're getting Cody and Dom at Money in the Bank. So kind of prolongs Roman's title reign until Mania, or kind of like what Justin just said. There's a possibility, things could change. We might even have a new champion before that. So, but overall, what do you think about Cody and Dom at Money in the Bank? Like, is that good for Dom? Is that good for Cody? Is that good for both? What do you think?
It's good for Cody. I'm sorry, good for Dom. Cody, it just doesn't do anything for Cody. This is good for Dom. I see a scenario. This is really just to get, because at this point now, since we're getting this match at Money in the Bank, we can forget about Cody versus Roman at any point in time. I was hoping Cody was going to be in Money in the Bank, him winning Money in the Bank, and cash in against Roman to have a match at SummerSlam, but we can forget about that now. This is only a detour for Cody to face off against Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. They need to have that rubber match. That's all this is. That's all this is. And maybe Brock comes out there, screws over Cody. I would not understand why. Maybe I mean, at this point they still haven't explained on why Brock attacked Cody in the first place. There's still no explanation. I'm still waiting on it. We're not gonna get it. But I think that if Brock comes out there and attacks Cody, the justification, because Brock beat Cody, but the justification for it is that Cody never tapped out. He just passed out. And Brock will feel some type of way about it. And he's going to make him tap out, at SummerSlam or whatever the case may be. But The rumor right now is that the potential match, if they have another match, could be a bull rope match, perhaps. You know, so but this is good for Dominic. This would be a good way to get Dominic a win, right? In London, get booed out of the stadium, and give more heat to Cody and Brock, going into their potential SummerSlam match.
So it's a bull rope match. There was a rumor for like a day, and I think you debunked it, where it was like it was gonna be a dog collar match.
No, no, I don't see that whatsoever.
So bull rope match, which I wouldn't mind that. I think the last one on WWE television was Eddie and JBL, right?
I want to say we may have seen one before. Didn't Dusty have one?
With Randy.
I don't remember.
Because I know there was like the thing where Kyle saying Dusty Great American Bash '07 with Randy. Oh yeah.
There you go. Okay, I figured. There we go.
That was when Cody was brought on television for the first
Right.
time. So yeah, '07. Jesus Christ, we were out of high school then.
Yeah.
I mean that'd be a good match. If not Texas Bull Rope, like if you let's say you're the booker, like if not Texas Bull Rope, what else would you want?
Oh Jesus, man.
I'm the biggest fan of this feud, but like if you had to pick another stipulation, what would it be?
God, man, I just don't want to see the match, man. like, I just don't want to see the match again. Not Steel Cage, not Hell in a Cell, not Last Man Standing. Like, I guess the Bull Rope match will work fine. Not a strap match, God no. Dog collar, yes, but no, because I'm kind of afraid that Brock will just break the fucking collar with his neck. So, that guy's a freaking specimen. So I guess the bull rope match will probably be up there, but
You know how WWE ends every blood feud?
Yeah.
Hell in a Cell.
Although I agree with that, I don't want to see another Hell in a Cell match for a while. We got one at WrestleMania. I don't want to see two in 1 year. I think WWE wants to make Hell in a Cell special again, and just having it another Hell in a Cell match like 4 months later is kind of like, But that's just my opinion, though.
And also, this isn't really a blood feud when you think about it, because like Hell in a Cell matches are more for blood feuds. This is like a feud.
In WW, I agree, Drew. 100%. I agree with you. In WWE's eyes, they see it as a blood feud, possibly though, just by how the matches have gone and with Brock bleeding and stuff. WWE sees it as a blood feud.
There's been blood.
Yeah, literally, yeah.
Yeah, there's been blood, but it's like Justin's been saying ad nauseum. It's like we still don't know why Brock is attacking Cody.
I still want a goddamn explanation.
I came up with a plausible answer. I didn't say it was a good answer, just plausible, but they didn't even go with that.
So.
Right, it's just like, how's it supposed to be a blood feud if you don't know why you want blood?
Once the guy attacks you, the reason why doesn't really matter.
Well, yeah, but it's just I don't know. At least Edge and
it doesn't matter to the person being attacked.
At least Edge and Finn's Hell in a Cell match was a blood feud, so to speak. But with Brock and Cody, it's like I don't get the impression that they really hate each other. It's more just like, at the end of the day, I think it's Brock just like saying, I just want to see what you're made of. I don't know. Or again, we've been preaching Rocky this whole time. It's in the beginning of Rocky 3 when Thunder Lips beats the shit out of Rocky, and then afterwards Rocky goes, "Hey man, why'd you get all crazy out there?" And then Thunder Lips just goes, "That's the name of the game." I don't know, like you can do something like that. But kind of like what Jeff said, I think we're never really gonna know why Brock does what he does. But Brock at this point is Homelander. He just does whatever the fuck he wants. Right, Ruben?
Absolutely. Does whatever he wants.
Like, I'm Brock Lesnar. I can do whatever the fuck I want.
Yep. Isn't he free agent status too?
Brock, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Which he's one of the few guys I am 100% fine with having free agent status.
Yeah, that makes sense. The other ones aren't. There's a logic gap.
Yeah, it's not imaginative. Yeah.
But next match after this, you had Becky Lynch versus Chelsea Green. Becky winning. Nothing to write home about too much.
It was Chelsea Green. I thought it was oh, it was Chelsea Green. Sorry, yeah, never mind.
Yeah, Becky won the match.
Yeah.
You had Matt Riddle versus Damian Priest in a. Was this a qualifying match? Yeah, it was a qualifying
Yes.
match. Decent match. Matt, hey, if Matt wants to fuck porn stars, he can fuck porn stars. I just want him to be on the straight and narrow. I want him to be okay. He seems like he's doing okay. He looks like he's in shape. I mean, he's always been in shape, but he looks like he's in good wrestling shape and he's doing better. So him and Damien had a pretty good match. Priest getting the win, which made sense because it looks like Matt's gonna feud with Gunther. Looks like he's gonna wrestle at Money in the Bank for the title, which that should be a good match. That should be a pretty good match. Riddle can work. Riddle knows how to work with most people, so him and Gunther would be an interesting match. But what'd you think about this match, and what do you think about the possibility of Riddle and Gunther?
Riddle and Gunther. I mean, obviously Gunther's gonna be on the show. Like, you're not gonna, you know what I mean? Like, it's obvious. But as far as that match is concerned, it's gonna be very hard hitting. I'll love to see that. This match here and with Damian Priest winning, right decision. It was a good TV match. I don't really have much more to say other than that. But yeah, good TV match. Right person won. Gunther versus Riddle at Money in the Bank. If given the time, it can be a real show stealer for sure.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt about that. I think they're gonna give him time. They're gonna be in London. It's gonna be a pay per view. Like, why the fuck not? Give them 15, 20 minutes, and they can go out there and crush it. What about you, Ruben? What do you think?
Oh yeah, Gunther versus Riddle. I'm all for it. At this point, we already know how good Gunther is, and I hope with Riddle that he seems like he's doing better. I know he was away. He had his own things to deal with, but I'm glad he's back. And one more like top star. I mean, he should be higher, but I mean, it's another like person high on the card that they can use. And um, I don't think Gunther is gonna lose the belt anytime soon, but it'll definitely be a good match for sure.
Yeah, yeah, they're just waiting for him to cross Honky Tonk Man, which should be in. Was it? What were we talking about? Was it like in August or September that he'll cross?
September, I think it's September. I think
September, which is 3 months away. So, and the other day he already crossed a year as Intercontinental Champion. So good for Gunther.
it's insane. Like, doesn't feel that long. Didn't felt that long since he won it, but time flies as they say.
Yeah, he beat Ricochet. So
Yep.
he survived the name change, and yeah, poor Walter, as somebody said that we shall not mention.
I mean, he was wrestling on Dynamite in a
Was he?
8-man tag.
And again, I'm gonna defend Keith Lee here. He at the time, like no one takes account of that. At the time, we were all like, "What the fuck is this?" Like Gunther stuck. But yeah, I digress.
Hey, Kevin. Yeah, we're still going on. Kevin's in the chat. No. I agree with you because that was me when he changed the name to Gunther. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, just why the name change? Why are you calling him Gunther? Just keep it the way it is. And months later, it's like, ah, he is Gunther. It's fine. Who cares? You know what I mean? Because like,
It always happens with the names. So like from Andrade Cien to Andrade, and from Antonio Cesaro to Cesaro, and we get used to it. I mean, but this is like a complete name change too as well. But my argument is that, like, well, Walter, like, yeah, that's his real name, but like WWE wants to copyright everything, and this is the way they can copyright him with being Gunther. And whenever Walter, let's say he leaves WWE for one reason or another, he goes back to the Indies or to AEW, which I don't see, but he could just be Walter again, and everyone knows who Walter is. So I thought that was a win-win change. I just didn't like the name of Gunther Stuck. That's all.
Yeah, was it like a Nazi captain?
Right. Like,
Oh boy. But yeah, again, it's just something to kind of still laugh at to this day. And I don't hate Keith Lee. I really don't. But it's just you look at Keith Lee from 2019 when he was fist bumping Roman at the end of Survivor Series, and now it's just like, man, we all were rooting for this guy. We wanted him to be a top guy, but it's just unfortunate. What's up, Kevin? What's up, man? How you doing?
Am I on?
Yes, sir. You're on.
You hear me?
I can hear you.
Who's on the show?
Let's see. We got Ruben Prime here. We got my podcasting partner in crime, Justin, and we have Jeff Lippman.
Oh God, Jeff Whitman. Oh, did you hear me say that?
No, I didn't hear it.
I mean, no. Hey, Jeff, what's going on?
What's up, Casey?
What's
What's
up?
up, old man?
What's up, everybody?
Hey,
Old
man.
man. Jeff is 137. I'm an old man.
You're 5 months older than me. I cherish this time.
That's not true. There's no truth to that at all. I will deny it in court.
But hey, Kev, appreciate you for coming on, dude.
I'm watching the Mets lose again. I'm a glutton for punishment.
Jesus. No, man, don't worry about it. I'm glad you're here. But I appreciate you for coming on, dude. It means a lot.
Did that no good brother of mine come on the show?
No, he hasn't been on. I
What the?
invited him.
I'm calling my mother.
You should. You should. I'm disappointed. No, I mean, no. It's just like you left a nice message. I don't know if I think they record their podcast on Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken.
He has a
But
podcast.
yeah, he's had a podcast for a few years. It's a little successful. I'm not sure if you heard of it, but
I'm stuck in 2019.
Most people
I'm
are.
kidding. I'm just joking. How about did Mish come on?
he was in the chat room for a bit. I'm not sure if he's busy. But yeah, he was in the chat room listening for a bit.
But you know what's great? I'm here.
Yes, sir. That's all that matters.
I must confess though, I did write a big note to myself and paste it to the refrigerator. Go untrue show. Because I forget things. You know, Jeff knows how it is. We forget things a lot.
Absolutely. I would have had to write Drew Yari.
Drew Yari Show podcast. Press button.
Yeah, because it gets worse because Drew introduced me to his brother. There's another one of him. I won't say his name to protect the innocent. But now I can't just do his last name. I have to designate which first name it is as well.
Wait, Drew has a brother?
You do have an older.
Exactly like
I didn't know that. I thought you were an only child.
I wish. No, but no, I have an older brother and two sisters. I'm the youngest.
Oh, I didn't know that. I had no idea.
But I introduced my brother to Jeff because Jeff on his show Garden of Doom and Garden Views like talks about the supernatural and stuff. And my brother, that's kind of like his thing. Like he's into the supernatural. He's actually seen supernatural like things. Like he deals with it. So I just kind of like threw it out there. I'm like, you want to do a show? Hit him up. And I don't know if my brother's recorded on Jeff's show yet. I know he said he talked to him on the phone.
Yes, and we set a date and then we reset it for another date where I had been recording way too many shows in a short period of time, and I figured that he's going to be part of October, so I pushed it back to a more normal time. He's very flexible, and it's going to be part of Spooktober. And spoiler alert, but the episode will probably be called the Sixth Sense. So, and you can guess why.
Oh, nice.
Oh, sweet. But yeah, I have an older brother, and he's not in the podcasting game. I have an older sister who actually asked me for advice on how to do a podcast.
oh wow.
Hers is going to be more political, because long story short, George. She was actually in Washington recently to get a bill passed for the women's rights,
Oh,
and she actually like visited like the Senate and shit, and yeah, she got to talk to Bernie Sanders.
oh,
So
really?
yeah, like she's big into politics, and she's doing good things, and she's yeah the 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 podcast. I'm not sure if she started it or whatever, but yeah, it's just mainly gonna be political and getting like different talking heads on it to kind of talk about the topic. So whenever it does happen, I'll post about it and let you guys know if you're interested in that kind of stuff.
And there won't be any talk about CM Punk?
I don't know yet. I don't even think my sister knows who CM Punk is, but I'll run it by her.
Okay.
He's very political.
Did I catch you guys in the middle of a topic? Are you talking about anything in particular?
We're talking about you.
Wait, no wonder why my ears are ringing.
So our top 5 favorite Kevin Castle moments.
There's a lot of them. I would say when I got fired from the DTKC show was my favorite. That was awesome. Now I look back because I'm like a huge sensation now, and I look back at those times, and I think it was really funny. Actually. It's funny how you look at things a few years later.
Well, you guys are like, it's like the second time around. That should be your theme song. That by Shalimar or whoever, or Tavares, whoever did.
Oh, we only broke up once.
Yeah, no, right. It's the second time around.
The second time around. Yeah, I did a show last night with him. I mean, it goes good. I have no plans to do it on a regular basis. I like doing it guest wise, bi-weekly, bi-monthly, stuff like that. But it was fun. I mean, it was funny. Last time we were supposed to do an hour and a half. We did 2.5 hours. And do the soup stuff with Mish, and I'm bringing back podcast adventures with Carolyn in about a month or two. So yeah, it's gonna be busy because I mean, it's only so many days. You don't want to overdo it because then you just kind of one of the podcasts will suffer for it. I don't want that to happen. So that's why I don't have any plans. But I'm enjoying the reunion shows. We're basically calling it a reunion series.
One. I tried it once.
So Cody Rhodes.
Just like one before.
Hey,
Cody Rhodes,
We put a confession here. Let's hear it.
I don't know,
I
like
tried it once, but I mean, I kind of feel like there's just a lot of hype, in my opinion. And a lot of it just has to do with just your diet and your lifestyle, because to get it up. But I think those pills are, at least with Blue Chew, I'm not gonna say it's a waste of money, but to each their own, I guess.
So my former business partners, one of them rest in peace, the other one may he rot in hell.
Rest in peace because he took the blue pill.
No, he died of pancreatic cancer. And they invested in this company that was like supposed to be like natural Viagra, which is probably what Blue Chew is. It basically just increases your oxygen flow.
Right.
That's all it was. I think it still exists. I don't think it's doing very well, but I think it still exists. And they gave out samples, so that I tried. I didn't notice any difference.
so like
I brought the show into a completely different direction.
oh no, this is fun. So like with Blue Chew or like Viagra or whatever, it's not like a thing where you like take one pill and all of a sudden you're hard. It just depends on like your diet or your body or whatever, like what Ruben just said or Jeff just said.
Oh, really? So if you eat a ham sandwich and you take a blue pill, it's not gonna be effective. But if you chew on asparagus, it's gonna work.
Oh, I've had the real stuff.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, he was only asking about Blue Chew. Yeah, I got samples. I noticed like a 15% difference. I mean, maybe it's because I didn't really need it. Um, so maybe if somebody needed it, that it's like 100% difference for them, and it's like life changing. But
Yeah.
for me, it wasn't a big deal. But it's just the free samples they give you two, the doctor gives you two, and then you're done.
Well, I told my wife recently I just want to be friends.
Isn't that what marriage means?
And I built bug beds like stepbrothers. I built this bug beds.
You want to know what works better than Blue Chew? You can get some crack cocaine, smoke that shit. You know what I'm saying? Get you right up all night long, baby.
I think
Justin, that was
55, you
not the
take
best.
cocaine, I'll be copping a heart attack by then.
Kevin, can you afford crack?
Anyone go for a crack.
The good thing about the club business is I can get my hands on anything at any time. Need this, need that, nuclear weapons, just call this guy.
like anyone can for a crack, man. Even someone that has some dry ass saliva can afford some crack.
We frown on crack. We much prefer meth dealers.
Oh, okay.
We have standards in practice.
Okay, well, there you go.
Yeah.
But Kevin, right when you came in, we were just talking about wrestling. We were just reviewing the shows.
Okay.
We started off with SmackDown because it was last Friday and we're on Wednesday. But kind of wanted to gauge your interest on a few topics. So like, what's your whole opinion on like the new belts, especially like the not I mean because I'm pretty sure you already talked about like Roman and like Seth's belts, but like the new women's, because Asuka got her new-ish belt, even though it's just a takeoff of the off of Roman's belt, and then Rhea got her belt, which is a takeoff of Seth's belt, but with white straps. Just overall, what do you feel about them? Do you think that they're just kind of lazily done? Do you think they're okay, or how do you feel?
They're nice. I mean, the one thing I was not looking forward to. I said this on the show to Mesh earlier that when Monday night when they were presenting the new belt to what was it, Rhea, I was like, I don't want to go on Twitter because everyone on Twitter is gonna shit all over it and they're gonna cry and complain about it. So I usually live tweet on Monday nights during Raw all the time, mostly for ha-has. I nothing serious. But I'm like, even if I like the belt, if I go in there and say it, I'm gonna have to argue with people for like the next hour. So I'm just like, I didn't make a comment about it on Twitter. I talked about everything else except the presentation of the belt. If you notice, go backtrack my tweets on Raw. I didn't say anything about it until I got on a podcast, and I'm indifferent to it. I'll be honest with you. A belt is a belt. It looks cool. I mean, they have to have the WWE logo on it. I mean, I get it. They want it branded nice and in your face. Not like the old days with the eagle wing and stuff. I think those days are over. I mean, now it's all about branding. It's all about again overemphasizing branding, especially the WWE. So I expected it to be that. So where everyone else is like, oh, I miss the days of Ultimate Warriors Intercontinental. Yeah, I mean, I lived it. I was there, but I kind of accept it as a middle-aged man. I accept reality more than it seems young people do. I don't know why. Like the old school means more to them than it's starting to mean to me. I just accept wrestling for the way it is now. I don't get all the belt thing. I thought it was decent. I didn't think it was anything great, but I didn't think it was anything to fight about online.
Right. Yeah, I mean, just the Oscar's belt. My reaction was just like, I guess. At this point, I'm just gonna accept it.
Right.
Justin said, like you said, it's just at the end of the day, it's just about branding. Like you know, it'd be nice in theory to go back to those old looking belts, but it's like WWE at this point. It's just like we can't please everybody because we still have to do our thing. We still have to brand. So we're
Yeah,
selling
and
toys.
right. The over grandiose branding, and that's what it is now. I'm surprised people aren't acclimated to it. I don't know why they pine for the old days when the old days were really years before some people were even born complaining
Right.
about it. So I like the Mets to play like the '86 Mets, but it's not in watching this game. It's long gone. When it'll happen again? Probably not in my lifetime. But the belts are fine. Like I said, I think it's more important of who's holding the title than what the title looks like.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, because like a lot of the complaints with belts has been like they seem more like props than actual belts because no one's really over enough to make the belt. Instead, it feels like the belt is being put on somebody to get them over rather than somebody who's actually over. the only guy in the company who's actually made the belt.
Exactly. And
Well, Gunther too for the IC title.
Yeah, exactly. But
I was just thinking about they right now they're salivating in the office to get that fucking what do you call record off of the fucking Honky Tonk Man. They want it so just they can't wait for Gunther to surpass him because they want to deny that guy's existence, and I don't blame them.
yeah, they're all about records.
Think about this, guys. Steamboat, Warrior, fucking Davey Boy Smith, Bret Hart, Mr. Perfect, Kerry Von Erich, Honky Tonk Man. He out of all those guys, Bret, Mr. Perfect, Kerry Von Erich, he's the longest reigning intercontinental. I mean, they gotta get Gunther has to surpass that for the sake of some sort of pride for this company. That's why they're doing it. I mean, that's exactly why they're doing it. So they can look back and say, this real wrestler, this man's man, a guy in an Elvis gimmick, and half the fans don't even know who Elvis is probably at this point, who are upcoming young fans. They're like, why is that guy wearing that outfit? Oh, it's a knockoff on a guy who was very famous in the 70s.
Who's dead?
It's weird. It's just weird. Honky Tonk Man's a gimmick like Kamala. You can't have someone have a title record with a gimmick like that.
How was he Honky Tonk Man? How was he champion for that long?
Butch Reed was supposed to be champion.
Yeah.
He was the natural, and Butch fucked up, and then they fired him. And Steamboat took a powder because he had his first kid, the little dragon, was born then.
Then he went to WCW.
Yeah, and Savage was on to bigger and better things, and Warrior they were bringing along slowly. So again, that's why Warrior beat him, in so record time. And people just forgot about Honky Tonk. Then it was all about Warrior in '88. But yeah, he was champion it was just the booking process, and someone else's fuck up was his advancement. It was Butch Reed who was supposed to be in that position.
And not to mention too, this was all the way in 1987 and '88. So back then, all you really had was like Superstars and Saturday Night's Main Event. Then you had your pay-per-views. So the title was defended not as much as it was as it is today. So kind of that. That's why San Martino had the long reign as he had. You know what I mean?
They wrestled twice a month. That's what people complain about.
Yeah.
Roman Reigns basically has a Hulk Hogan schedule.
Yeah, pretty much.
But,
Yeah.
it's like the big elephant in the room that no one's talking about because right now people are so desperate to get something on Reigns. It's almost Trumpish. It's in a weird way. Like they want him out, but some people are just fascinated by him being that guy. That then he's got a big fan base to boot. So it's like his haters are like kind of trying to come up with anything. He doesn't wrestle that much. If this was a legitimate sport, Reigns over wrestles. If this was real,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So this is not real. He's he's an attraction as well as the champion. And you're right, Bruno Sammartino wrestled very sporadically. Ivan Koloff 1 week, Ivan Koloff 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later versus Stan Stasiak at Meadowlands. That's the way it worked back in the day. Bruno wasn't on TV every week defending the title. Hulk Hogan never made a wrestling appearance other than once on Wrestling Challenge in 9 years.
There you go.
So I mean, he was in an interview capacity. If you guys remember, Jeff, you should remember, Hogan was an interview guy on Superstars and Challenge. He never wrestled in the ring.
He just cut promos. He was just cutting promos backstage.
Even though they were always the same.
So Savage too. Made DT research Randy Savage's year-long title run, and he had like a handful of title runs.
And at the end of the day, too, and you're mentioning that they're still on the, you could put them on the Mount Rushmore as far as like top WWE champions of all time. Like you have them in your Mount Rushmore. I would not disagree with you on that. And they wrestle less. You know what I mean? So guys like, like Cena and Edge and, these guys that wrestle like every week, you know what I mean? Like, for example, like Edge. Like, name me one Edge reign that was actually, like, that you remember. Memorable matches. You can't. You really can't because of the fact that, he dropped the title so much and he got the title back so much. But also at the same time as well, like, there was really nothing out there as far as his actual title defenses that you can actually say like, oh man, the Edge, man, he had such a great title reign. All you remember is the times that he won the title, not the title reign itself.
Yeah, that's the funny thing is like I remember all of Reigns' title matches, like
Yeah.
very much, like first Kevin Owens versus Brock Lesnar versus Logan Paul. I don't, and I grew up, and so did Jeff. They're in the era of Bob Backlund, Hulk Hogan, and stuff. I'll be honest with you, I have to like it's not that a bad memory, I have a very good memory of growing up, but it's like they're so select the matches, and it's like, yeah, what was your favorite Bob Backlund feud? I'm like, versus three match series versus King Kong Mosca in 1981. I know everyone would be like, yeah, I don't remember. Yeah, it's uneventful, to be honest with you. It's just, to me, I remember that. But Roman Reigns had some epic matches, in my opinion. That ring where Brock Lesnar fell off the ring and he was almost pinned by the ring. I mean, they've done some epic things with rings, whether you like them or not. And it's going to be memorable years from now. Pedro Morales, everyone's like, oh, it's too bad they're going to bypass Pedro Morales. Really? Name me your 5 favorite Pedro Morales matches.
I was like, you can't.
Wrestling historians. I had an argument with Evan Ginsberg on Facebook, who's a friend of mine. I mean, he was a co-producer on the movie The Wrestler, and I went to school with Darren Aronofsky, the director. We were in the same high school, so I know these guys. So we were going back and forth about it. He's like a real historian buff, like everything. Superstar Billy Graham was the WWE owes him his wife should be her rent paid for the rest of her life. I'm like, dude, calm down. Let's not be ridiculous. WWE doesn't know anybody anything. But I can't go back in time. Like, what was Pedro's big feuds when he had these 1,000 days as champion? I had to look it up, and it was like Dick the Bulldog Brower. I mean, it was guys Swede Hansen. I remember these guys. Maybe Jeff remembers these guys, but these guys probably don't mean anything to you guys. You know what I mean? So how historic is it? It's just enough. But the Roman Reigns' legacy, they want it to mean something. And also, we advance as time goes on. We didn't have the same technology back then to put Pedro Morales on a pedestal and stuff. Now people are pretending to be Pedro Morales fans. Where were they for the last 30?
Now I say they're not raving about Pedro Morales versus Stan Stasiak or anything like that.
No, don't
You know.
about that. But they do. I mean, they do talk about Dusty Rhodes versus Superstar, and that's where there's certain matches that they do that have some cachet today. For they show, like you saw the other day, Magnum TA getting his comeuppance now because he had his little doc on dark side of the ring, and people are learning about how good Magnum is with Peter Koloff and with Tully Blanchard. Yeah, that's 30 years ago. But I mean, when you're going way, way, way back, it's like being a baseball aficionado. Babe Ruth, great story, Roger Maris. But I don't expect some of you young dudes in your 20s and 30s to pine over those days. I wasn't even around those days, but it was different back then. I think people will focus more on what's going on today. That's why I can't believe that some of them can't see the epicness and really the greatness of this bloodline thing, which you're never going to see something this good again for a while. So enjoy it. Don't fight against it, because all you're going to do then is go back to the same garbage WWE storylines that everyone was complaining about for the last decade. Embrace this bloodline thing and let it go for it till WrestleMania next year. I'm telling you, you're going to miss it when it's gone. Not you guys. I'm just talking about the complainers.
I believe I said this before, and Drew can probably back me up on this. Once Roman loses the title, where do they go from there?
Right.
Where do they go? Because there's no way. I don't care who wins the title. It could be Cody. It could be Seth. It could be Jey Uso. It doesn't matter who wins the title from Roman. They're not going to even sniff what Roman is doing right now. So WWE as a whole is going to take a decline as far as like storyline things in nature, because this is the most epic storyline in my lifetime that I've seen. And the fact that the fact that there is going to be a decline as far as storyline wise is to me like not surprising. And that's why I give WWE shit that the only thing that matters is the bloodline. Have some other storylines, because once the bloodline ends, it's like, to me, it's like I don't really see on how they can keep up this momentum that WWE's doing. Hey, I may be wrong. Maybe they got something in a ace up their sleeve, but as of right now, I don't really see how they can really keep up this momentum.
That's why you gotta enjoy what they're giving you now, because you'll miss it when it's gone.
Absolutely.
I hate to cut this short. I gotta take an important call, but I'll let you guys get back to doing what you're doing. Joe, congratulations on the 300 days as champion.
worried about RJ. I think RJ's gonna take my title.
I think RJ might take your title. You gotta watch these young up and comers.
I'm coming.
Ruben, all you guys, RJ, Drew, Jeff, everybody, have a good one. I gotta go, but I'll be back for the 400th episode.
Yes.
See you, Kevin.
All right, thanks, guys.
Love it.
Have a good
Love
one.
you, Kevin. Take care. We got RJ on. What's up, man?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Yo.
Drew, congratulations once again, my brother.
Yeah, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate you for making it. Appreciate you for being on this ride with us, man. It's a lot.
Oh yeah, thanks for having me. Along for the ride. It's been a great 3 years since you and I've been having this partnership, and it's been great every step of the way, man. So I'm appreciative of being a part of the ride. So
Appreciate you. I appreciate you for being on this ride, man. And hey, here's to another 100. Here's to another 300.
oh yeah,
And another 300. And another 300. And maybe another 300. And another one. And I'll probably retire after 1500, but we'll see. We'll see if I'm alive. But anyways, I guess finishing up with Raw, we'll just kind of skim through the bullshit. Ricochet versus Bronson Reed. Bronson won by DQ. Raquel Rodriguez versus Shayna Baszler. Shayna Baszler won. Chad Gable versus Eric. Chad Gable won. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens versus Gunther and Ludwig Kaiser. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens won. And that was Raw. That was Raw in a nutshell.
Sami Zayn winning off the Blue Thunder Bomb.
Yes.
I did see that. Awesome.
Yeah,
I love them.
Yeah, I do too.
But
Great near fall every time, but I thought it was interesting that he won off. That was the finish.
I think it's probably been less than 5 times that he won with the Blue Thunder Bomb.
Ultra.
NXT. Hold on, I forgot to pull up the NXT results. Give me 1 second. All right, here we go. NXT from last night, June 13th. Beginning of the show, you had Wesley, Tyler Bate, Mustafa Ali versus Schism. The Babyfaces won, of course. Okay match. Again, I've kind of already said it more than once. I'm not the biggest fan of Schism. Not really the biggest fan of Joe Gacy personally. And also,
I think Joe Gacy is the most underrated wrestler in WWE right now, in my opinion.
I don't know, just
He
something about him
needs-
doesn't work for me personally.
He needs something else, man.
I mean, the gimmick, looking past the gimmick, kind of like what I say with Orange Cassidy. Look past the gimmick, seeing him in ring, what he does in ring. I think he's underrated, in my opinion.
I agree with
The
you.
gimmick's actually fine. It's the people that they gave him that stink.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Grizzled, 2 guys from the UK and.
Wait, hold on. I love the Grizzly Young Veterans, but I digress.
No, it's just the wrong thing for them.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're correct. You're correct.
I mean, Ava Rain is I mean, she's really, really bad. I mean, if they gave him, just for example, people who have been in NXT recently, if they gave him Spooky Isla Dawn and, I don't know, Veer and Sangha, that could have been something, or if you turn the Creed bad, that could have been an interesting little group. But this group, they just have no chemistry with each other. None of it makes any sense. They don't feel like they belong together. And it's not like the Grizzlies Young Veterans were ever outcasts. They were losing, but they were never outcasts. And there is a difference.
Right. And that's right. Spelled it out. these guys have no synergy, no chemistry, no nothing. It just feels like the literal definition of slapping something together and expecting it to work, and it just doesn't work. Doesn't work. You don't fear these guys. These guys are not a threat. It's just there's nothing there. And Gacy as a leader, although he makes all the right spooky and creepy faces, you don't fear Gacy either.
It's kind of like with
How could you when he wears a diaper?
Yeah, on fucking what was it, Battleground? Like he wore what literally looked like a diaper. But that's kind of always fun about Finn Balor in the Judgment Day, where it's like everybody else kind of seems to work because they come off as like being scummy and you know kind of dirty, whereas Finn just it's weird because they have good chemistry, but like Finn is kind of the odd man out because
Right.
there's really nothing scummy and like dirty about him. Like he looks like
What?
he looks like he takes a bath. Everybody else in the Judgment Day doesn't look like they bathe.
Boy, is he trying. You see that fit he was wearing the other night? The baggy pants. Nobody wears baggy pants no more in 2023. And yeah, I mean he's trying. I'll give him credit on that. At least he's trying. He's trying to fit it. But yeah, you got a point. You got a point there.
Afterwards, he had Seth Rollins agreeing to face Braun Breaker and put his world title match or his world title on the line in a match against Braun Breaker next week at NXT Gold Rush. Is that next week?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you say we are now in the open negotiation period and we want to get ratings up so that we can now try to sell 3 different shows
100%.
to network bidders? We want to make ourselves more valuable for more money.
That is 100. You're 100% spot on with that.
Yep, without a doubt.
I mean,
Absolutely.
throwing Garza and Korea down there also. I mean, I know none of these guys are big stars except for Seth Rollins, but just trying to do anything to make NXT seem more important and nudge it up from getting it closer from 500 to 600. I mean, I think at least for that main event, you might get another 250 or 300,000 people just to watch that, maybe more. I don't really know what a draw Seth is, but I don't love Seth, but the match is interesting. I mean,
Yeah.
This is a big test for Braun Breaker. This is WWE's test to see, like, hey, when we bring you up, are you gonna be that next guy, or are you just gonna be another guy? And to me, I really think that Braun and Seth's really gonna pull on a banger next week. I'm really interested to see how this goes down. Of course, Braun loses, but yeah.
Ilya Dragunov's going to be involved in some way.
Oh yeah, absolutely, 100%.
Yeah.
So Jeff brought up something interesting that I totally forgot about. So like so what was it? What was the news that WWE's TV deals are about to expire and they haven't really reached a negotiation with Fox and NBC Universal and Disney at this point is kind of the high bidder.
Yeah.
I don't know who's bidding what. All I know is that the exclusive 6-month period for the existing TV rights owners to negotiate with WWE is now over, and now it's everyone who has any interest. I mean, you're gonna hear about Apple, you're gonna hear about Amazon, you're gonna hear about Disney. People are gonna someone tomorrow will write about the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia again. You're gonna hear all of the usual noise and nonsense. So just get ready for it. None of them are going to know anything.
As far as Disney goes, the rumor is that if Disney were to buy the rights, they wouldn't go on ESPN. The talk is that they might end up going on like an FX channel, which I don't know. I mean, it'd be interesting because like for the longest time we've all been talking about WWE getting more edgier television. You put it on FX, FX has a lot of edgy television. So I don't know, just wishful thinking. We don't even know if it's gonna happen, but like, sorry, if Disney were to buy television rights, what do you think that does for WWE shows?
Nothing. I think it's the same. In my opinion, I don't really see much difference. What we're seeing right now is probably going to be, and again with the edgy TV, yeah, maybe edgy TV, maybe TV 14, but they can't like go overboard because WWE is signed with Mattel to make action figures and to make family-friendly stuff. Mattel probably won't want to be involved with that.
I'll tell you what.
Told them they had to get rid of Mandy Rose.
You know?
I'll tell you what. WWE might want to reconsider their relationship with Mattel. You see how awful that action figures look? Jesus Christ.
I I 100% disagree with you on that. There are some that are pretty bad, but it's not like, and I don't want to start making this about action figures, but like Super 7 sucks. Have you seen Andre the Giant Super 7 figure? It is one of the worst action figures I ever seen in my life. It looks like Andre the Giant with Down syndrome. All right. But yeah, we can talk about that another time though.
It's porn parody bad. Like Jesus Christ. Like I don't know, man.
I don't know.
Those feet.
Seth Rollins' action figures always look like he's like yelling about something.
Actually, his ultimate he has the yelling expression. So yeah.
That's entirely accurate. He's always yelling about
Yeah.
it. He's always,
Yep.
Oh, that was fun. That was fun. But
guys, I gotta take off. I have to do the skirmish to review Dynamite, but I wanted to pay my respects to the king.
thank you, man. I appreciate that. I'm glad you came on, and I'm glad to have you on always, and I'm glad to have you as my friend and colleague. It means a lot to me.
Likewise, and yeah, you're great. You've been as supportive before we even knew each other, and the gang is great. Your crew is great, and everyone seems to love you. And so I guess maybe you'll live long enough to become the villain like I have.
I don't know about everybody loving me, but I'm glad that the people that do love me, are the ones that matter the most.
Excellent. Well, I guess we should feel good about that. It's a little sad that we matter the most, but okay.
You matter, Jeff. You matter. RJ matters. Justin matters, of course. Ruben. Just the people in my life. I'm blessed to have the people in my life that are in my life. Let's put it that way. But I have plenty of love in my life, and I'm blessed that I have it. I'll put it that way.
Okay. Excellent. Well, then I don't want to take away from it. That was beautiful. Likewise, guys, have a great rest of your show.
You too. Have a good one, man.
All right, Jeff. Have a good one, man.
Later, Jeff. All right, now we're down to 4. Where were we? All right, so rest of NXT, Core J versus Thea Hale. Hale got the win by submission. Any thoughts?
They're gonna book Thea up for this title match.
Yeah.
And having Dana Brooke screw out of it was the way to kind of get Core J to take a loss, which Core J's definitely beating Dana Brooke next week, right? Right?
Yeah.
My worst nightmare.
I mean, please break her fucking legs.
Oh yeah, just something. Dana Brooke, good God, who made that call? I need to know that.
I don't know. Dana Brooke probably has like photos of somebody in a very provocative position. I don't know, like how?
Constant couch photos.
Dana Howe. That's my name for her. Dana Howe. Like how?
Right.
Baron Howe. Like how? I'll never get it. But next we have the Heritage Cup Ora Mensa on behalf of Noam Dar versus Nathan Frazier. Frazier got the win. Now Frazier is the new Heritage Cup champion.
Fucking Nathan Frazier's he's gonna be a star, man.
He's good.
He is so good. Like, just the ending of the match, man, where he just did, a double springboard Phoenix splash. Like,
That shit was crazy.
Like, Jesus Christ, man. I think it's just only temporary, though. I think Noam Dar's going to end up winning this back.
Which is not bad.
Yeah. Yep.
Y'all know I hate long title reigns, so only if the story makes sense. Obviously, like the tribal chief thing.
Yeah, and no, it'll definitely make sense because it's like, well, he'll be like, well, you never beat me, Alicia Fox, and he just says that out of nowhere.
Alicia Fox.
All right, next you had a handicap match with Dabakato versus Axiom and Scripps. Axiom and Scripps won.
This made me Just go ahead and just continue to piss right in Davicato's mouth, will you?
Yeah, this was the worst thing of the night. Not because Dabakela, just because everything that happened. Axiom's so much better than this. He needs to do something else.
They pissed right in this guy's mouth. I'm not the biggest Davacato guy either, but obviously you send him down to NXT because you want him to do something, and then he just loses soundly in a 2-on-1 handicap match to these two guys. What the fuck? Huh?
He definitely pissed people off in the back, I guess.
Oh my god. He pissed on, and then they pissed on him. Jesus Christ. Not a fan of that, but and like I said, I'm not even a big fan of this guy, but it's just like you. I don't even know what to say. But yeah, I agree with you, Justin. I think Axiom needs to be doing something more. Evidently, they want him and Scripps to be a tag team, and we got their first program as a team, Angel and Humberto, which I'm happy about. Those guys get a chance to do a little something.
So I know I bitch and complain about the brand split, but this is one I'm okay with because what were they gonna do on the main roster?
Nothing.
So at least put them on NXT. If they, and I think that's what it's gonna be. I think they're actually gonna be like actual an NXT tag team. So if they actually officially change it, for them to be on it, NXT signed to the brand, then I'm okay with it.
Right, same. Because not doing anything on Raw, didn't do dick all this shit on SmackDown, so might as well have him in NXT. Why not?
Yep.
Why waste these guys' youth? Garza's got charisma. Jesus. The dude drips charisma, man.
Absolutely.
Why they didn't put him in LWO is way beyond me. I've been saying it since day one when they formed the group. I'm like, Garza would be a fit. Not necessarily Carrillo, but him. His fucking uncle, who he looks like. He looks like his uncle, like 100 pounds lighter, and he can't be in the group. I thought that was just crazy, but yeah, like he deserves to be showcased. And him and Humberto work well as a team. They worked well as a team in the past before they were in WWE, and I thought they were catching just a little bit of steam. I won't say they were outrageously over, but they were catching a little bit of steam, and then next thing you know, poof, they're both gone out of nowhere and not being used. So it was like, what the fuck? So I'm glad they're getting this opportunity to do something in NXT.
All right. After that, you had Roxanne Bettis versus Tatum Paxley. Roxanne got the win.
Tatum Paxley, great asshole white girl, man. Kevin Cass.
We gotta keep the spirit of Kevin Castle alive.
Well, you skipped the match, by the way.
Well, no. I guess I kind of did because you guys already got to the Los Lotharios coming to NXT. It was Malik Blade versus Idris Enofe. Blade got the win. Then afterwards, you had Los Lotharios, making their debut.
Right.
Where are we at next? After the women's match, you had number one contender match, Baron Corbin versus Ilya Dragunov. Corbin got the win. Which I guess we kind of figured, but what'd you guys think?
It was a decent match.
Yeah, I thought it was a good match.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought Corbin had his working boots on. All the interference. I like how Dragunov walked into the end of days. I thought that was pretty smooth. I thought Corbin looked good. I thought he looked good. I'm not a Baron Corbin fan, but I gotta admit these 2 weeks have been refreshing with him in NXT. And then they had Carmelo Hayes whoop his ass, hit his finish on him, and piss in his mouth too. Oh my god.
Well, Baron Corbin's gonna get his heat back next week.
I don't want to see the match now. He hit him with both of his signature moves, then put his foot on his chest. Why do I need to see the match now? The babyface conquered the heel.
Yeah. Well, Corbin's gonna get his heat back next week.
the show's colors, so it kind of makes sense that they pissed on everyone.
And not to mention Gold Rush the next 2 weeks. Holy fuck!
Yeah,
If you got a fit,
Yep.
if you got a pissing fetish, you're in for a real treat buster.
yeah. I just hope that they drink electrolytes because it's gonna be smelling really really bad with all that pissing going on.
Shawn Michaels is the booker, so
Yeah,
there was like an urban there was an urban legend where Shawn Michaels used to piss in like hookers' mouths or something.
yeah. Heard that's how Shawn Michaels got his lazy eye too.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I thought it was because Vince came in his eye.
Oh, it's because a hooker pissed in his eye.
Yeah, yeah. I heard that she was pissed off or pissed on actually.
You want to wrestle? You want to wrestle Brett at Mania, right? Well, damn it, take it like a champ.
I gotta close the door so nobody hears the shit. Give me 1 second.
What the hell's he talking about over there?
My wife's just like, oh God, why do I let him stick his dick in me? Um, I've revealed too much. Anyways, that was the shows we reviewed. Now ready to get to news and some interesting topics that I found. So, a lot of the news articles I found were very Paul Heyman based.
Yeah.
Paul Heyman talked about the future of wrestling as more stories being told outside of the ring. He said in what podcast was he on? It says in a recent interview with Tetragrammaton, I don't know what the fuck that is. He said the safe answer is inclusive stories, a transgender hero, a female that competes at the same level, and with the same marketing behind her that get a platform as lucrative and that carries as much opportunity on a global basis as their male counterparts. That's a very safe thing for me to say, and I wouldn't be wrong in saying that that's a place we should go, could go, will go. Heyman also made clear that a woman getting that kind of platform in wrestling would need to be a homegrown talent, not a pre-existing celebrity like Ronda Rousey, for it to be true change. And then he said, as far as an unsafe answer, the unsafe answer is an amplified aura of theater without theatrics. The transformative, the evolutionary disruptor in this industry towards that theory is Roman Reigns. Um, and then it kind of goes on from there. But overall, what do you think about Paul's thoughts on the future of wrestling storytelling?
It can work if you have creative and compelling, if you have great creative and compelling characters. I think you can tell stories more so outside the ring than in it. Look, the Bloodline have the most compelling shit without even wrestling. It's not the matches involving the Bloodline that we love so much. It's what happens before or after. You know what I'm saying? That it's like, oh, holy fuck, okay, and I gotta wait and see what happens next week. You know, so I don't think Heyman's wrong there whatsoever. And Heyman, I don't know, man. Heyman is a treat to listen to, anyways. And you see people try to pick his brain and some of the answers that he gives. Sometimes it's coy, but when he answers a question, like it's really cool to hear him answer it in full depth and try to make examples of it as well. So I think that was very interesting that he said that, but he's not wrong either. At least I feel like that.
Anyone else care to comment?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you could tell wrestling stars outside the ring is 2023, the age of social media. It seems like they've been doing that already, to a certain extent with Twitter. I mean, but yeah, I agree with them. I mean, I really don't really have anything to add to really that can really, you know, make this conversation even worth more. But yeah, no, I agree with them for that.
Yeah, I pretty much agree. You can tell great stories. All you have to do is just have compelling characters. You gotta
Yep.
have good writing, good characters, and it's all about the stories. Like the wrestling is just a medium to tell stories, but it's what goes on in the ring where it matters.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the most important thing. If you can tell a story outside the ring, then you got something. And with the whole bloodline thing, for sure, like people are tuning in, they're wondering, what's gonna happen next week? I gotta stay tuned and watch next week. Like you don't get that with anything else, and we can get that consistently, you know, across the board. I think that wrestling will be, at least in WWE standards, will be in a better place. But they got something.
Right, and it's just stories are always what matters, and I think that's a lost art in wrestling because everybody just wants to look cool and have a good match. And then you look at someone like Cross, for example. Like, we like Cross and we want him to succeed, but it's like he doesn't really have a story. He hasn't really done or explained anything about him that makes him interesting or engaging. Like he'll just come in and do the match and that's it. It's like, do something that's vicious that makes you look like a killer, pun intended. Like, if you lose a match, beat the shit out of the guy afterwards. Or do something instead of just doing like the typical black and white promo where Scarlett's doing the tarot card thing. Like, do something that makes you look like a monster. It's like with Mark Henry when he was doing the Hall of Pain thing. Like, that's what made him interesting because he was just running around just beating the shit out of people. Like, Cross should definitely do something like that. And I think that's what could help him. That could help a lot of other people on the show. Same with someone like Breaker, for example. But I digress. Let's see another article with Heyman where he talked about. I guess this is really nothing burger, but he talked about the origins of Acknowledge Me with Roman. On the same podcast, he said the origins of the two-word tagline, which is often directed toward the live crowd, Reigns appears in front of on WWE programming. Roman said, "Well, you know what I really want from Jay? I don't want his love. I have that. I don't want his admiration. I don't even want his obedience. I'll take that from him. You know what I need? I'm the head of the table. I am the tribal chief. I need him to acknowledge me." And the moment he said that, we all got chills because we knew this is bigger than his moment. And he goes on to explain, this is the declarative statement. This is the definition of the character. What does the character want? What does the tribal chief need? What does the head of the table seek? Acknowledgement, which kind of explains what we were just talking about with characters. What are they? What do they want? So it's like with movies. Like what makes a character interesting is that you know what they want. With Roman, he wants you to acknowledge him. He doesn't care about your admiration or your love. He can just easily buy that from you. So, um, yeah, I mean, again, it's just really not a definitive news article. Just you know, Paul explained the origins of it, which I kind of forgot about that. I mean, that was obviously in the beginning stages of the Bloodline, storyline. But I mean, did any of you guys remember that at all?
I
Well,
did.
the first time you uttered the words acknowledge me.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I recently because every time something happens in the Bloodline storyline, WWE always updates like this big playlist of like things that happen, and they'll just release it. And they released a piece when matter of fact after the Night of Champions angle, they took and released another piece, and I took and rewatched the whole thing one day when I got off. I think the day after I got off of work and I watched it. And I remember, yeah, I definitely remember the episode that he told him to acknowledge him for the first time. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, man, definitely, man, and it's just it's so relatable, and like I can't talk for you guys, but and Drew, me and you talked about this on other shows, but certain aspects of the bloodline dynamic is relatable in my household. Growing up with cousins who were everybody told them they were great their whole entire lives, and us who didn't have that luxury, had to shut them down. So like, and the Usos, Solo. I tell anybody in a heartbeat, the Usos are my two older brothers, and I'm Solo. Like it's so fucking relatable, man. It's crazy the way they look at each other, their dynamic. Like it's weird. I'm not saying that I hate my brothers and I want to kill them, but like it's it's so relatable, man. Like it's like damn, bro. Like they really tug on certain things, man, and that's a piece of the storyline too. Why we personally like it and get a crack out of it because damn, we can see ourselves in the Usos and Roman. We have a cousin who just fucking thinks he's the greatest. And it's like, damn, that's Tyrone. Fuck, that's Tyrone Terrell fucking the Usos. And I'm so, like, I think some of the best stuff sometimes is when you can relate to certain things. I know they say we watch wrestling to see the larger than life stars and guys that we can't relate to. But I think also it comes a time where you have to have somebody that you can relate to as well. You have to have that mix up there, which is why I've always been a fan of guys like Homicide and the Amazing Red growing up, is because coming from Brooklyn and not coming from a whole lot, but then making it somewhat in the business and stuff like those guys did, like it's like that's relatable. The struggle is there and it's relatable. So I don't know. It's professional wrestling can be very, very, or sports entertainment, whatever you want to call it, can be very, very special sometimes, man. In more ways than one.
You're definitely right about that. Speaking of special, Paul Heyman, another article, talked about John Cena. According to Heyman, Vince McMahon had to beg Cena to let him publicize the numerous Make a Wish visits that he was doing. McMahon told Cena that he was essentially hurting Make a Wish itself by robbing them of the opportunity to fundraise off of his hard work. Heyman explains Cena never wanted to exploit it. He never wanted publicity for it. He never wanted recognition for it. He wanted to just do it. He's a hero. He also pointed out that there are people that will do good deeds for the promise of an eternal reward, and believes some those people are foolish. Your motivation isn't really pure, is it? Your motivation is I want something back for this. I want my VIP pass to heaven. I want God to like me because of this. That's not why John Cena did it. John Cena did it because it's the right thing to do. He also went on to say he's a real life hero. He's a superhero. When I became a grandparent one day, or when I become a grandparent one day, I'm asked what my grandchildren should watch or read comic books or whatever. It will not be Superman or Batman or Spider Man or the Incredible Hulk. You want to see a superhero? Go see what John Cena does in his life outside of the ring. That's a superhero, or that man's a superhero. I don't have the words to convey the admiration I have for John Cena as a human being. Yeah, what a jerk, John Cena. No, but yeah, I mean,
One of the worst.
one of the worst, just the worst of the worst, Ruben, right?
Yeah, that bastard.
That rapscallion.
You should go straight to hell.
Motherfucker.
Straight to hell.
John Cena, you can go straight to hell.
How do you say it like Tony Schiavone?
Wait. He with Hogan. Hogan, you go to hell. And he says, "We're out of here." Then there's a small little pause. He's all like, "Straight to hell." I love it.
Yeah, it's just I mean, it's just what else can you say about Cena? Cena, say what you want about him, about all the goofy stuff that he's done over the years, like with the total bellas and shit like that, which I think that was scripted personally. But Cena loves doing these Make a Wish things, and he never makes a big deal about it. He has the most Make a Wish requests out of any celebrity. I remember there was a story from like 10 years ago where Justin Bieber's camp tried to lie and say he had the most Make a Wish visits, but it ended up being Cena. Cena goes out of his way on this busy ass schedule that he has, and he's not doing wrestling anymore. He's doing movies, but he still has a busy schedule, and he goes out of his way to visit these kids, and these kids, I don't want to sound morbid, but their last dying wish is to meet John like you said, he enjoys it. It's not like he's just doing it for the sake of doing it. He's doing it because he wants to do it, and he's
Yeah.
having fun being the superhero for these kids. And it's got to be something that's emotionally taxing. But just like what Paul Heyman said, this is a real life hero. This is a superhero for these kids. I mean, it also helps that John Cena literally looks like a superhero. He looks like something written out of a comic book, but
Yeah, he does.
um, he's Super Cena for a reason. And hats off to Cena. Good man, good dude.
Yeah.
Last article from Heyman, he talked about Roman Reigns' leukemia battle and his time from WWE.
A lot of Heyman.
What was that?
I said a lot of Heyman.
I mean, I just found some interesting articles that Heyman seemed to be a part of that.
Yeah, no, that's good.
So, he talked about Roman Reigns' leukemia battle and his time away from the ring, from 2020 to 2021. He was same podcast. I don't know how to fucking say it right. Tetra Gramason, whatever. He said he was on a full schedule, working every show. Then it stopped. Boom. Now you're home. Boom. Complete shock to the system in every conceivable way. He believes Roman's leukemia battle proved him with a deeper value for life. I'm sure it gave him a greater appreciation of life. I'm sure it gave him a greater appreciation of one's mortality. I'm sure it gave him a greater appreciation of the blessings that he has over and above what many other people have. Roman Reigns had an affliction. His children, thank God, as of now, don't share that affliction. His children are healthy. What a blessed man. His mom is still alive. What a character she is. He's a blessed man. His father is still alive and a legend. What a blessed man. And during his time away from the ring, he was able to connect with people who had similar stories and inspire them through his own, which was life-changing to Reigns, who gave him a different purpose. And yeah, it's really about it. I mean, again, not like life-changing stories, but nice things about Roman. But anybody care to add anything at all?
Not really.
I really just add on that, but I mean, it's a good thing though that he value life. Sometimes we gotta go through something terrible 9 times out of 10 in order to really appreciate and value life. Whether it's losing a family member or something bad happening to us, that's the point in time where we start to appreciate certain things. And Roman Reigns had that moment apparently, and started making changes for his life and his career. And it's gonna spend a lot of time with his kids, and show up and do what he needs to do for the WWE too at the same time. And good for him. Good for him. He's earned it. Lord knows he went through a lot of hell to get there, but I'm glad that he spoke up for himself. That he took charge of his career in his own hands, and it's just living his life the way he wants to and needs to for himself, for his health's sake, and for his family's sake. So hats off to Roman Reigns for that, man.
He's the head of the table for a reason.
Yeah, damn right.
He deserves all these accolades.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's all the news I have. Justin, what about you?
For time's sakes, I'm gonna skip my stuff.
Okay. I mean, was it anything like? Was it like a huge news?
I mean, nothing huge per se. I mean, there was some Drew McIntyre stuff. I had some stuff on people in AEW that kind of reportedly, I think they're confident that that the Elite will stay with the company and deals are close, and some stuff about the contract of AEW Warner Bros. Discovery, but yeah, it's already about to be 10:30, and I gotta wake up really early, so for time's sake, we'll skip that.
Okay. Well, I mean, if you need to, whenever you want to tap out, just let me know.
Yeah.
All right. Maurice is saying, what about the Hulk Hogan article? Oh no. Okay, let me pull that up. Let's
Yesterday should be bagging my groceries, brother.
Here we go. So Hulk Hogan was on the Full Send podcast, and Hogan, the Hulkster, has some choice words about how wrestlers look today. All right. Oh, guys, brother, I wrestled look like monster size, and nowadays there are a lot of guys that look like wrestlers, and a lot of guys that don't, brother. A lot of guys that look like wrestlers, and then you got guys that look like they should be bagging my groceries, brother. So the difference is how athletic the guys are. Smaller guys can do all kinds of crazy stuff, brother. They do so much impressive stuff in one match. I wouldn't do that much in a year. What does it mean, brother?
Hulk Hogan ain't lying in a
No,
sense.
I mean he's not. He's not lying. Like if you look at a guy like the Young Bucks, or Seth Rollins, or Will Ospreay, or whoever, right?
Whose body is deteriorating underneath the age of 30?
Adam Cole. What?
Whoever, right? Yeah, he's correct. Like they look like guys that will bag his groceries. Back in the day, Russians didn't look like that. They don't look like if for example, if Nick Jackson were to went up to if someone saw him in the airport and they're like, "Oh, what do you do?" "Oh, I'm a pro wrestler." Like, and someone doesn't know it. Yeah, exactly. That'll be the reaction. But I mean, he's not like telling a lie. You know what I mean? But he did put a more say like, hey, they do a lot of athletic stuff and shit that I'd never be able to get to do. So it's, I don't really say anything wrong with that response or what you said.
Right. And about the whole part about what does that mean? That's the part that I link to Ospreay, because it's like Ospreay did put in the work to get himself in some really good heavyweight shape.
Yeah.
But it's the fact of all the injuries, for doing all that shit over there. He can't even do the Stormbreaker move.
Yeah.
He literally told Chris Van Vliet, I can't do the move like that because my shoulders are so fucked up that I can't do it.
I mean, goddamn, he fucking does like a 720 with the guy, so I can see why.
Like, oh,
Speaking of Will Ospreay, he attacked King Omega at the end of Dynamite tonight.
Well, that needed to happen because that match is in less than 2 weeks.
Yeah, it is next weekend, yeah.
Yeah, that's a couple of days before my birthday. Woo! So,
No, yeah, happy birthday to you then. Shit.
nice. Thank you. Appreciate it. And Ruben Prime is the guy that will pass the airport test. Kidding me? I don't know who that guy is, but that guy's a star.
Well, but he's somebody.
Appreciate the kind words. Appreciate it. Even though I sound, because I got some work done on my teeth, so I sound kind of off. So I'm not on my A game, but appreciate the kind words nonetheless.
No problem, brother.
I'll jump into the list that I found. It shouldn't take that long, but give me a second. I need to use the restroom for the Cock Monster stuff.
Oh, good lord. You already said, man, you've been pounding all the beers, huh? Jesus, Drew.
I keep having to take a shit during shows. It's fucking.
Oh my goodness, Christ Almighty.
Hey, we talk about jack-offs and cocks and taking a shit. It's like,
Absolutely. How dare you talk about that kind of shit?
Like literally.
Like we cross the line. Like we can talk about hookers and blow and crack, but
yeah, but it's crack. Come on, man. Well, I was gonna say, cross the line. So someone's a TNA fan from 2009.
Yeah. Good old days from TNA.
TNA wrestling. Oh man, yeah, that was the good old days there.
Speaking of, what do you think about Alex Shelley winning the Impact title?
That's insane, man.
I said this to some of my friends in a group chat that I have. He's probably the worst TNA champion.
Yeah, to me that came totally out of left field. I did not see that coming.
And Macklin's not even injured, I don't think.
It feels so random. It doesn't feel earned, It's not like, okay, yeah, they shoehorned a little story in there for the last 2 weeks about him wanting to be TNA champion, but it just literally felt like it came out of
That kind of derails their momentum because they were getting positive momentum. I think this is kind of derailing it a little bit, in my opinion.
Right, no, I definitely understand what you're coming from. And I'm like, if Chris Sabin doesn't immediately turn on this guy and go after the world title.
Well, he's X Division champion, so you know.
That's what needs to happen in order to make this juicy and justifiable in my eyes.
The machine guns explode.
The machine guns explode. After 20 years.
Sabin's Macho Man, and Shelly's Hogan. And what they should do, they should just actually just go full gimmicks on them as well. Like Sabin just 1 week comes out, is like, well, let me tell you something, and does the Macho Man, and Shelly's all like, well, let me tell you something, brother. You know what I mean? So
Who's playing the role of Miss Elizabeth?
they're dicks. I don't know. I have no idea. Jesus Christ, man. Oh, God. Yeah, no, it ain't a sword fight. It's a knife fight. Yeah, just... Yeah, exactly. Like, Jesus Christ, man.
Steve Macklin got fucked over. Yeah, see, that's one of the reasons why I don't like the title changes, because although I'm not the biggest Steve Macklin fan,
Right.
he was building momentum slowly but surely. He was building momentum to get the title. So when he won the title, it was great. It was great because, like I said, slow momentum. They were building up for this guy for a few years now, and it finally paid off. And they just had Shelly come out of nowhere.
Yeah, and I mean, after I thought he was gonna go on like a mega heel run after that match with PCO, like to me that match right there is like, okay, this guy deserves a long title reign, and have him lose like to Nick Aldis or somebody, but like no, like Alex Shelley's like, the champion now. This is the worst TNA champion, and I'm still calling it TNA. I don't give a shit. He's the worst TNA champion of all time. I think he's actually worse than Chris Sabin.
Oh, he's worse than Eric Young too?
Oh God, yes.
Eric Young was pretty bad as heavyweight.
I mean, yeah, but God.
Eric Young, but his first run as heavyweight champion was bad.
He won it twice?
Yeah, when he was a babyface. Remember when Daniel Bryan won the belt?
Well, that's the one I'm thinking about.
Yeah, that's the
So when did he win? He won before that? I thought he was only a one-time champ.
No, didn't he win the belt when he came back after he got released from WWE?
Oh my God! Let me look this up. I think you're right.
Right, I think he won the Fatal 5-Way they had at Slammiversary.
Oh yeah, no one was watching Impact then. So no one was watching. I think you're right though.
Monty with the rain.
Jesus Christ. Like, yeah, he was the Impact champion twice. Good God, man.
Alright, so I have 4 different lists. They're all from the Sportster. I have 1 WWE and I have 3 AEW lists.
Oh.
What should I start with?
Your favorite promotion, Drew?
Should I start with the WWE one or the AEW?
So just go AEW, then WWE, then AEW, then just go back and forth.
Well, no, I only have 1 WWE list. The rest are AEW.
Start with AEW.
Yeah, just get the AEW out of the system, Drew.
Alright.
I don't know why he picked 3 AEW lists. I thought it would have been opposite.
Right?
I couldn't find any interesting WWE. Well, I found one semi-interesting WWE one, but the AEW ones are just like, these are too delicious to pass up. Alright. 10 harsh realities AEW fans need to come to terms with. Number 10. The women's division isn't perfect.
Okay. We definitely know that. Okay.
Number 9, top stars will join WWE.
Okay, so Cody was the only one that went so far. So who else would be considered a top star that will leave?
I mean, probably MJF, but that's probably not gonna happen. But it's just MJF talks a big game, but I think he's gonna stay. But eventually, you might see some other people's contract run up, and
Ricky?
either Ricky.
Is he a top star though?
He should be.
No, I agree. What this list is saying, it says what top stars will leave or leave to WWE.
Yeah, he's not a top star.
Yeah, exactly. So like, I'm thinking top stars. I'm thinking about John Moxley, Bryan Danielson, Adam Cole, MJF, the Elite, Hangman. You know what I mean? Like,
None of those guys are going nowhere.
exactly. So it's like, I don't know if I agree with that one.
Unless Tony Khan, unless it gets leaked that Tony Khan paid CM Punk $1 billion.
Yeah.
And it won't give the Elite that.
I don't know. Now if anything, I see Kenny Omega, possibly, right? He has a, because he talks highly of WWE, and I think he wants to have a WrestleMania match, for sure, and maybe against Seth. The Young Bucks, I don't know.
Or Roman. He speaks highly of Roman.
Yeah, that too, yeah.
Number 8, not every pay-per-view will be great.
The last one wasn't.
Exactly. That's an understatement.
I mean, to me, I think they really only had maybe 2 bad shows, but yeah.
Because there's always, I think there was one Twitter account. I couldn't tell if he was doing a bit where he would say that every pay-per-view and every single show of AEW was the best AEW show that he's ever watched, and it's like, I can't tell if you're being serious, dude. I'm gonna block you because you're just, you can't fucking tell. Number 7, not everyone will get along.
When was this from? Because this seems like they're just stating the obvious right now.
This is from 2 days ago.
Oh my god.
I'm just reading the list. Okay?
I know, but they're just naming the obvious stuff. It's like, okay, obviously there was fights backstage. Of course everyone's getting come on now.
I mean, you can not get along but still do your job.
Exactly, yeah.
When it comes to that, people don't get along and they don't want to do their jobs because they've been so coddled. But neither here nor there. Obvious.
Number 6, sometimes scripts can be helpful.
Agree.
Yeah.
More so bullet points, because obviously some people can talk off the cuff. Some people, a lot of people actually, do need bullet points. We can get into this all day, but yeah, scripts can be. Number 5, lots of shows don't equal success.
Very true.
Lots of shows don't equal success. I somewhat disagree. Because if Warner's giving AEW TV shows, that's showing that they are successful in some aspect. It doesn't equal all of the success, but it does equal some of the. They're not gonna give them shows like, oh, you got only 300,000 viewers. Let's go ahead and give you a show on Saturday. That, it doesn't work that way. They have to be successful in some aspect.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on what type of success you're talking about. Are you talking about from a financial success standpoint, or are you talking about viewership,
Or quality,
Yeah, quality.
Yeah.
It depends on what type of success you're looking for.
Yeah. They probably need to go a little bit more into that, but I don't fully agree with that assessment.
Let me look at what the guy wrote. So, where was I? There's been a lot of excitement about AEW law changes Saturday show, just as there was when Tony Khan purchased Ring of Honor. But it has been clear that having tons of shows doesn't necessarily lead to success. There's a chance they might all work out perfectly, but that's not always how things go. That was shown by the fact that the ratings for Rampage have struggled massively. and it is clear that having extra content doesn't always drive fans from the start. So, Justin, last week we talked about Collision,
Yeah.
which is going to be this Saturday, and it might get good ratings.
Oh, the first one is for sure. They're gonna have to
Yeah,
get good ratings.
yeah, with CM Punk, and they've also advertised him for the show next week. But it's on fucking Saturday.
Yeah.
It's on Saturday night. Like who?
In the middle of the summer too.
Exactly. I mean, granted, there's no more basketball and hockey just ended, and let's see what they can do. But it's like you're having a wrestling show on a fucking Saturday.
So, what are the expectations for TNT and for Warner? Like, do we know what their expectation is? The expectations of like, 600,000, we're good. Like average, we're good. But like, what if they get like 400,000, like in the average tab, and Warner's okay with that? That may not be successful in our eyes, but that may be successful in the eyes of Warner. So. No, like I said, it may not be successful in our eyes, but it may be successful in the eyes of Warner. And at the end of the day, I guess that's what matters is what they want. You know what I mean? So it doesn't matter what our opinions are when it comes down to it. So.
Those demos, people. Next is not every ex-WWE guy works.
Yes, true. Okay.
That is true.
That is a massive truth. Number 3, not everyone will be featured.
That's true too. When you have a loaded roster like Tony Khan's signing new toys every week.
This list is just stating the obvious. This list is just stating the obvious.
Yeah, he just signed EJ and Duka to a contract.
He's not gonna do anything. He was better off going to NXT, going back to NXT.
Yeah, I feel so too. Tony Khan's track record with big guys is not great.
And black guys too. So. Like, fuck the big guys. He's black, so there you go.
Well, Ruben, Justin, we ain't making it.
Yeah. I mean, hey, if I can choose between working hard and just breaking my body and making money versus going to AEW and not being used but still getting a paycheck, I'll take the latter. I'll take that.
Yeah. I take 5 years of that free Tony Khan money to sit on my ass in the locker room too. I ain't gonna lie about it. I ain't gonna lie about it.
Yeah, I did like 6K. Like 6 figures, I should say.
More money than I've ever seen in my life.
Hell yeah.
And Justin's girl's there, Layla Gray. So.
Oh God, yes, just semen everywhere whenever I see her. I need to see if I need to talk to a certain somebody to see if I can possibly get Layla Gray to San Antonio to come into the shop for a private signing.
I'm just gonna come by and your shop's closed, and it's like, is he on lunch? And all of a sudden, you see semen coming from the bottom of the door.
No, not from the bottom, over the door.
Like the cow that jumped over the moon.
Yeah, there you go.
That's a sight to behold.
Yes, I said someone's others is gonna be milked.
Justin never changed. Never changed, Justin.
Oh my god.
Oh man. Now we have 2 more. 2 is storylines can take too long. Well, that's the truth.
Yep.
And number 1. WWE is always gonna be bigger.
Oh god.
Yeah. Like who like even AEW fans would probably say that like they're probably not going to be bigger than WWE. Like at least AEW fans with a brain, I should say.
Yeah.
Like that's this list was just all the obvious shit. The only one I didn't really like The only one I really like kind of disagree with was like the lot of shows doesn't equal success. Like it, no, you gotta have some success to even get shows. So
All right. Here's another AEW list on Sportster. 10 times AEW was its own worst enemy.
This would be interesting.
oh my god, man.
Here we go.
Number 10, failed Ring of Honor Incorporation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, agree.
I forgot Ring of Honor was even an AEW thing.
Ring of Honor is totally an AEW production, man. Nobody from Ring of Honor is even on the show. Tony Khan is counting on the relationships from New Japan to cover that show, man. And I mean, and that's cool or whatever. Make the best of that relationship, but man, the Ring of Honor, it does not feel like Ring of Honor, bro. It does not feel like the Ring of Honor I grew up on. I grew up a Ring of Honor fan. My brother had me on Ring of Honor shit, and Ring of Honor was like the Outlaws and the Misfits. Some of it. Some guys I on the roster were like the Outlaws and the Misfits of wrestling, man. It was like more of a tame version of ECW. And here you go with this. They're slapping their less experienced guys, or guys that Tony Khan don't want to deal with on the AEW product. And then you got Samoa Joe in the middle of it. And that's pretty much it, man. You bring guys from Japan, and they're calling that a Ring of Honor show, and it's like, bro, this is not Ring of Honor whatsoever, man. So I'm not jazzed about this at all.
Number 8, taking a risk with Jeff Hardy.
Number 8. You skipped number 9.
No, number 9. I'm sorry. Number 9, taking a risk with Jeff Hardy.
Oh, taking a risk with. They really put that there?
Yep.
No.
That's kind of tasteless, I think.
Well,
I get what they're saying, but it's kind of a little tasteless. Like, guys going through like he was going through like a rough part. Like let's you could have put something else on the list.
I personally, I mean, I probably could think of even worse things than signing Jeff Hardy. I mean, I don't know why this is on, but yeah, it's just like with Jeff Hardy, like he got released from WWE and like almost instantly as soon as that ink cleared, he just went to AEW. So
yeah,
I love Jeff Hardy. I don't want to see him wrestle anymore.
Yeah,
I really don't.
I don't need to see him or Matt wrestling anymore.
Yeah, no, I agree with that, but just kind of like.
You see when Matt was running to the ring a couple weeks ago, he looked terrible, man. I was like, oh god, I was cringing watching him run.
Yeah.
That's how bad it is.
Terrible.
Yeah, I that was a crazy inclusion, a very bold inclusion to the list, honestly.
I probably would have put something.
I would put something else. I wouldn't put that. Like, come on. That's like, I don't know. That's that. I don't like that.
But as a guy that could sit in Tony Khan's shoes for a second and be like, is it really worth it if he's still getting in trouble? If he's still gonna be up to his same old shenanigans? Like I can understand where the guy was coming from, though. I can definitely understand that because it is a risk signing Jeff Hardy.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that it's wrong. Like, yeah, it is definitely a risk to sign Jeff Hardy. I'm just saying that putting that on the list when you know the guy is having a fucking, you know what I mean? Like, he over the last year having a hard time of his life, and having to come back and being away and things of that nature, and it's like you there's other things you could have picked.
I think we're all in agreement about that. So.
Yeah.
Number 8, signing too many wrestlers.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah. They only use half the roster. Like Bandito got signed and it was a big deal, and like what is he doing? You know what I mean? This is your former Ring of Honor champion. Fucking looked great. You know what I mean? Roosh. You know what I mean? What the fuck are they doing with Roosh? You know what I mean?
Not a damn thing. It's a shame too.
Yeah, it's like they brought in Paige and made a big deal about that, and now what's she doing?
Well, she's on TV every week.
Yeah, she's on TV every week.
She's on TV every week. Like, she's fine.
She's in the midst of one of the.
Yeah, but what is she doing exactly? Because she seems more like a lackey rather than a wrestler.
She doesn't need to wrestle every week.
Yeah, she doesn't need to wrestle every week.
Yeah, like all. I mean, I will say that. Like what they're doing with her, I don't agree with, but at least she's being utilized. Like guys like Keith Lee and fucking Rush and Bandito and Andrade and Miro and I can go on and on and on. Guys that don't even get fucking used at all. At least Paige Saraya, she gets used. I don't agree on how she's being used, but she's getting used.
She's featured every week.
Yeah.
I don't need to see her wrestling necessarily every week either, especially after those weak forearms she was giving Britt Baker. I don't need to see her wrestling every week if she gonna give me that. So I'm good on that.
100%.
Yeah, y'all remember when Anthony Ogogo was supposed to have been a big deal?
Oh gosh.
That guy.
He's a gone.
He's a dark elevation. He's an AEW dark elevation.
I haven't seen him in a couple years at this point.
The last time I saw him, he was wrestling some guy in Progress.
Well, Cody beat the racism out of him. Remember?
That was a beautiful thing too.
But he beat him so badly that my man showed up with boxer briefs.
He ended racism. Cody ended racism.
He did. How dare that mighty English? How dare they have racism against us and our people?
Amazing.
Kurt Russell, you better take this crossroads. I'm gonna get it out of you. I'm gonna get that racism out of you, boy. You just wait. One crossroads at a time, bitch.
So we just send Cody to in like different racial injustices in life and have him prevent him.
Yeah, I mean that's why Saudi Arabia let Sami Zayn come over, man. Because Cody Rhodes threatened the Saudi prince. He said, "Look here, I'm gonna give you a crossroads. You don't let Sami Zayn come over." and Saudi prince said, "Oh yes, sure." And then Sami Zayn was at the last pay-per-view. So there you go. What do you say?
Cody's so racist. It's like that meme of Cody standing in the back of Malcolm X and Martin Luther King.
Oh, Sonny Kiss is on AEW tonight? I didn't see the show. Yet.
I did not know Saint Kiss. I didn't see Saint Kiss tonight.
Nyla Rose, I know they had Nyla Rose in the title match last week.
Good God, man.
Cody Christ, people.
That's Nyla Rose's role. Whenever somebody wins a belt, she always puts him over. Look at that. That's beautiful.
By the way, you guys can get the indoor racism T-shirt on spinebustertees.com. So there you go.
There you go.
I'll put a picture of it down below.
I don't know why people are whining and complaining telling Cody ain't finishing the story. Cody is finishing the story. He's finishing the story that Malcolm X and Martin Luther King laid down, man. What the fuck are they talking about? He ain't finishing the story. What? Look at that.
Do you think Cody's new catchphrase should be "I had a dream"?
Dream. See, it's right there on my chest.
I had a dream. And I took down that no good vagrant Dominic.
Oh, on the bus with Rosa Parks. Oh man. And their racism, guys.
No, never mind. I'm not gonna say it because I'm not the right person to make this show.
Oh man.
You know what fucking I'm saying? He just sits in the back of the Rosa Parks and he's like, "I just want to let you know you're not alone." Oh god, Cody Christ. Anyways, number 7, TNT Championship booking.
Oh god. Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's like the most obvious one on the list so far. Yeah. It's the worst belt in the company right now.
Yep.
Number 6, waiting too long on big matches.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Pretty much.
I don't agree with that. What do you mean? Well, define that. Waiting too long in big matches.
Let's see what it says on here. When Cody left AEW, fans realized just how much he still hadn't done in the company. He hadn't faced the likes of CM Punk, Bryan Danielson, Jon Moxley, Kenny Omega, and Adam Page, and so many more top stars in what could have been big pay-per-view matches on for TV attractions. This is just one of many examples in which AEW's unwillingness to pull the trigger and instead what has ended up being a big mistake. For instance, what it seemed like CM Punk was not coming back. There were so many matches and wrestlers he still hadn't crossed paths with. AEW should try and find a balance between holding off and putting on big matches if possible.
That
I can respect AEW for wanting to stay the course when it comes to certain storylines and certain feuds.
I,
But I think in other areas, I think they need to do one and dones. Like all the MJS feuds, except for the Punk one, seem like one and dones. I think that's what they need to do with a lot of other people on that roster. Chris Jericho.
I don't agree with the. I don't agree with that one because it's like, okay, well, okay, let's do CM Punk versus Bryan Danielson, then CM Punk versus Jon Moxley the following week, then the following week CM Punk versus Kenny Omega, then the following week CM Punk versus Adam Page, then the following week, what?
Nah, it's a way to have. You can have a long feud or have a lengthy feud rather, but still kind of get certain matches out of your system. I mean, it's a way it could be done. Like,
But a lot of those matches of the guys that was listed, those should be pay-per-view matches, not stuff on Dynamite, in my opinion,
I
at
agree.
least.
I agree. But I think there's a way you can stretch. You can have both. You can have your lengthy storylines, but still have side attraction matches and special occasions. You know what I'm saying? Like you can get away with doing both if you're smart enough to book it.
As long as it's not on free TV. Like I don't.
Right.
Yeah, if it's like at a pay-per-view, great. I'm good there. Or if the match was actually built up for it to be on a Dynamite, but it was just like kind of like tonight, right? You had MJF versus Adam Cole. They had one promo. By all means, it was a damn good promo. I liked the promo that they had last week. But I thought this match, even though the match was fantastic tonight, I really liked the match. I thought they could have hold off on that. You know what I mean? Because now you got like Adam Cole versus MJF, right? Okay, great. They're not facing each other at Forbidden Door. Now we know it's gonna be MJF versus Tanahashi. You mean you couldn't wait a little bit longer before we actually do MJF versus Adam Cole for the pay-per-view? I don't know. That's just probably my line of thinking, but it's yeah, I don't really get that one, that listing. So
Number 5, Tony Khan on Twitter.
yep.
Yeah, he gotta get the fuck off of Twitter, man. He does not do himself any on Twitter.
I think you like post shit about his AEW matches and shit, but yeah, but that's sometimes it comes off a little bit unprofessional.
That shit he tweeted at Big Swole. Oh my god, I'm like, okay. No, we didn't resign you because your wrestling isn't good. I was like, damn.
Hey, we didn't resign because you're black. I'm like, no, don't say that, Tony.
Oh my god, holy fuck, Tony. Damn, man. I see you. But yeah, I just think Tony Khan needs to hype Dynamite up, this, that, and the other. I think when it comes to certain things are better left unsaid on Twitter, Tony. And I think the more he gets into certain things, especially with people, when he interacts with people, it seems like that's when he makes an ass out of himself on Twitter. He needs to stop that. Just post the matches, hype the shows. There's nothing wrong with that. That's what any good promoter does. But that's it. That's it, dude.
Number 4, interim champions.
Yeah.
I don't know if I agree.
mean,
I don't know if I agree with that one.
I can agree with. I can agree with wanting to.
I think the reason why it's on his list because it happened too much and frequently due to unforeseen circumstances.
Right, and I think that's when it got out of control.
Yeah.
He had to get rid of that.
But I mean,
You had Thunder Rosa, then you had Punk getting hurt around the same time.
yeah.
Same thing back to back, and it was like, ugh, holy fuck, this is a little too much, man.
But I think the thing is that like, okay, well, we had to make an interim champion for CM Punk, but at the time the conversation was like, well, if you don't do an interim champion for Thunder Rosa, how's that for Thunder Rosa? So, I mean, I don't know if I understand. Now, at the end of the day, I don't really like the interim champions, but at the same time as well, it's like I understand why he does it too because it's just different, from whatever WWE does, and you're trying to do something different. But although the interim champion thing didn't really happen that much, it happened a lot in like 1 month, and now anytime when the term interim champion comes up, people are only gonna think about the CM Punk Thunder Rosa situation. That's it. They're not. It doesn't matter if it happens in like in the next 2-3 years from now. We're gonna get another interim champion, right? It hasn't happened in 3 years. People are gonna like, oh, stupid. But it is what it is.
Right. Number 3, blanking wrestlers with expiring deals.
Blanking wrestlers.
Let's see.
What does he mean by that? Yeah.
Wrestlers with deals running down have been blacked out by Tony Khan.
Oh, okay.
Marco Stunt, Joey Janela, and Leva Bates have been just a few who were contacted ahead of their contract expiration with AEW.
Why is he mentioning Leva Bates? Why is he mentioning Leva Bates? She didn't wrestle regardless.
No, she didn't, and she was not very good when
she wasn't even I get you're trying to make a list or whatnot, but at least God damn, man, at least have some credibility behind this shit. But yeah, no, continue. I'm sorry.
I mean, I guess the point of it is just like, what did he just say? Like, he at least reminded these guys, hey, your contract expiring, we're not gonna sign you back.
Right.
Instead of it just being like, oh, we're not gonna sign you back, goodbye. So I guess yeah, that makes sense. But
yeah, but I mean, I'd rather that's one thing Tony Khan I don't think gets enough credit for. Like, he just doesn't shit something like, hey, we're gonna release you now. Goodbye. You know what I mean? He lets the contract, fully expire and go from there. But again, you mentioned Marco Stunt, from what I've been noticing so far, he'll take them off TV maybe a month or 2 or 3 before he even before their contract ends, and so that way they get phased out of TV completely. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
Number 2, CM Punk drama.
Yeah, no, I agree with that one.
And number 1, well, this is on the last list. Whatever. Poor booking of the women's division.
This guy hates women's wrestlers, I guess, but I agree with it still.
And the last AEW list that we have, 10 worst AEW wrestlers so far in 2023.
Jesus Christ, man.
Number 10. Sadly, I'm going to have to agree with this because we just talked about these guys. The Hardy Boys.
I mean, I get it, but Jeff had one match. Well, you know what I mean? He had one match. Does he, it was a bad match, but does that, credit to be on the top 10 worst? Yeah, one match. Put Matt Hardy. Put yeah, put Matt Hardy. Cool. Fine. Get it.
Let me go on record by saying I never actually read these lists before the show started. So yeah, but Yeah, Jeff's only had one match, so again, just love Jeff. I don't think I want to see him wrestle anymore, but I don't know why he's on this list. Like Justin just said, he had one match. Matt really should uh, be on this list over Jeff, but
Just by himself, yeah.
yeah. All right, number 9. Has this bitch even wrestled? Madison Rain.
Like on Rampage and stuff, but
Rampage. Who watches that?
I would have put there's far worse wrestlers than her in the company.
Right.
I don't know if I agree with that.
Number 8. I don't. Okay. Number 8. I wouldn't necessarily say he's bad. I just the booking has been god awful for him. But Wardlow.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, he doesn't deserve to be on this list. Booking's terrible, but he's not a bad wrestler.
Yeah, it's good, but it's just the booking that's not making things better for him.
Number 7. The Dark Order.
No, don't agree with that either. Again, booking.
Number 6.
Haven't really even been on the AEW show. They've been regulated to Ring of Honor.
Yeah, true.
Working a program with Vincent and Dutch. But they're trying to recruit Stu Grayson.
Or like, is this list based off of booking or like being utilized correctly? Like, I'm not like it's kind of all over. It's kind of like all over the place because you go Hardys, like Jeff had one match, okay. Then Madison Rain, like who you never see, who's on Rampage. Then Wardlow, who's not a bad wrestler at all. He's just being booked horribly. So like, I'm not getting this list so far.
All right, number 6. I haven't seen this guy in forever. Ortiz.
Has he even had a match in 2023?
Apparently, he's been on Ring of Honor.
Well, this says AEW, not Ring of Honor.
Again, I didn't read the
No, I get it. It's just like Jesus Christ, because like if he, whatever. Yeah, okay. No, I don't agree with it.
I'm not even I'm not even an AEW guy. I don't even think I agree with most of these people. But another guy that I haven't seen forever. Number 5, Lance Archer.
Don't agree with it.
He only had one fucking match on Rampage.
Don't agree with this.
Yeah, this list is ass, bro.
Don't agree with it. Like
Not a good
when I think of worst AEWers, I'm thinking like in ring, like they suck. Is like they're like Dana Brooke. Like that's what I'm thinking about. But
yeah, somebody's fucking up.
Number 4, the Varsity Athletes.
no.
These guys are not even on the fucking show.
They kind of are. They kind of aren't. But Tony Nese is a fantastic wrestler. So
Yeah, Anthony Nese is great. I've seen him wrestle a bunch of times before he made it big time.
yeah, no.
Ari Daivari, same thing.
Yeah, this list sucks.
These guys aren't bad, and Josh Woods is really good too.
Yeah, this list sucks.
Yeah, not good. I would like to know his criteria for this list. If he had that, then I can understand.
He has me a deadline by noon, and he just put this shit together.
Number 3, Kip Sabian.
Yeah, Kip Sabian's not bad either, but
He is suck. He's boring.
yeah, he's boring. Yeah, he's definitely boring, but he's not a bad wrestler. I wouldn't put him as a worse wrestler.
Number 2, Parker Boudreaux and Trench.
Trish didn't even wrestle.
They don't wrestle, but goddamn, Parker Boudreaux cannot sell a beatdown.
That one I would consider. I would consider.
I would consider that too.
I would. This is the only one I would consider on this list. You put Trench on here. I don't even think Trench had a match. I don't even remember him having a match. So
But I tell you what, he dished out a better beatdown than Parker did.
yeah. So
God, ugh. Yeah, Polish shoe ugly.
Can you guys take a guess at who number 1 would be?
I don't know.
Keith Lee.
Nope.
Let me think.
Orange Cassidy.
No.
That's Drew's worst.
Let me think. Maybe a woman.
Nope.
Not a woman.
Nope.
So it's a dude.
Kiss.
I don't know.
Well, I'm all out.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, go for it.
Kevin James Marshall or QT Marshall.
Oh God.
Oh,
But he's not. He's not even bad. He's not bad. He's not bad. He's not bad. We're like, okay, okay. Who's a worse wrestler? Who is the worst wrestler in AEW you can think of right now? Like that guy sucks. I don't think it's QT Marshall.
Nah, he's not bad. He's just uninteresting.
Yeah, he's uninteresting. He's definitely uninteresting. Yeah.
He's about as interesting as watching paint dry, but I don't think he's bad. He's also kind of a shithead, but
I liked it better when he was on Kings and Queens. I liked him better when he was on that. I liked him better when he was a hit.
Like, okay, you want to know who should be on this list? Like, why is Luther not on this list? Why is Serpentico not on this list?
Oh yeah, those guys.
yeah.
Why you see what I'm saying? Like, why are guys like that not on this? Like, yeah, that's a fuck that list. It's fucking stupid.
Again, I didn't read the list before I came on, so I just. And one more list. This might be a more positive list. It's the 15 WWE wrestlers with the most wins in history.
Oh well, yeah. This is just facts, and this is not opinions.
Number 15 is Roman Reigns with 992 wins.
Oh.
Hasn't had a match since Mania. 14 is Triple H with 1,032
wait. Who hasn't had a match since Mania?
Roman?
Yes.
Wait. Oh, wait. I'm talking, Night of Champions, I'm sorry.
Oh, I was like, yes.
Well, I meant like a singles match.
Gotcha.
Sorry. 14 is Triple H, 1,032 wins.
All right.
Of course, gotta get that shovel out, baby.
When you get pushed like Jesus Christ for, a couple years, then you get a lot of wins. All right. This list was also made, I think, last month, so a lot of these might not be updated as much.
Mm-hmm.
Number 13 is Sheamus with 1,111 wins.
Wow, that's surprising. I mean, not surprising, but like I wouldn't think him being over Triple H. That's kind of surprising. Yeah.
Actually, let me go back because they have like win percentage and number of losses. So Roman Reigns has had 992 wins. He's had 331 losses, and he has a 73.1 winning percentage.
Damn, like the Spurs.
In the year of 2015, he had 187 wins. That was his most wins in a year. Triple H in the year of 2008 had 118 wins. That was his most wins.
So 2008 was the year that he had the most wins.
Yeah.
Got you. Okay.
Here it says year with most wins. Win percentage 52.2. Number of losses 871. Sheamus 2012 was his most wins in a year, 193. He has a winning percentage of 52.8. 945 losses in his whole career. Randy Orton 1,274 wins. 2011 was his year with the most wins, 151. He has a 53 percentage in wins. 1,060 losses. Try to guess who's number 11. This is surprising.
Surprising. Who's been around forever? Let me ask you this: Are they still currently wrestling today?
Yes.
Okay. Have they been a champion? Like a WWE champion or World Heavyweight champion?
He has won every title in the company.
He's won every title in the company. Okay. Is he still with WWE today, or is he in AEW?
He's in WWE.
Is he on SmackDown?
Fuck, the draft is confusing. So I forget. Yeah, SmackDown.
SmackDown.
There's a Kobe?
Yes.
I was gonna lead towards Kofi. Well,
That was
Kofi.
my guess. That was actually my guess, but I was like, nah, I
Yeah, Kofi. Okay. Huh.
Yeah, no, Kobe's been around forever, man.
Yeah.
And he won every title there is to win.
I wonder if they include they like with these amount of wins. Obviously, house shows are included. So okay.
Probably.
But this dude's been around ever since I was in fucking middle school.
Yeah, like 2008.
You guys were in fucking high school when.
I was graduated already when he came in.
Yeah,
Oh.
you're already like done. Like he
Yeah.
came in like a year after.
Yeah.
Kofi has 1,274 wins.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, that's enough time to build up some wins over the years.
2012, he had the most wins with 131. He has a 58.4 winning percentage, and he has 882 losses. Guess who number 10 is?
Are they wrestling today?
Yes,
Are they in AW or WWE?
AEW.
So wrestling today. They're wrestling today. AEW.
They were just on a list that we just.
Oh, Jeff Hardy.
Other one.
Matt?
Rebby.
No.
Like-
Matt Hardy.
Oh yeah. I was gonna guess him next.
Has 1,309 wins.
Wow.
2008 was his best year, 107 wins.
That's the ECW champion right there.
He was also the U.S. champion.
Oh my god.
Winning percentage of 55.1. Number of losses 1,012. Number 9, Shawn Michaels. 1,433 wins.
Goddamn right.
1996, his best year, 163
You
wins.
goddamn right.
He has a 68.1 winning percentage.
Goddamn right.
578 losses.
I don't remember those losses.
Number 8. Well, it's a big show.
Not my worst of all time.
Well, it's a big show. He has 1,443 wins. 2005 was his best year, 112 wins, 56.3 winning percentage, 1,019 losses.
Oh God,
RJ's worst.
my worst of all time. Brian Cage is yours. Not Brian Cage, but Orange Cassidy's yours. Big Show's mine.
Ugh. Number 7, Rey Mysterio.
Not surprising.
549 wins. In WCW, or actually goes off WCW, WWE. So WCW, his best year was 1999.
So they're counting WCW in this. All right, whatever. Go ahead.
And then for WWE, his best year was 2010 with 107 wins. Winning percentage 68.1, 661 losses. 6 is Kane. 2007. Go ahead.
I said no, that doesn't surprise me.
Kane has 1,563 wins. In 2007, he had 110 wins. He has a 51.9 winning percentage. Number of losses 1,330.
Really? You'd have thought 2003 and 2010 would have been his best years for most wins.
I was probably thinking more like 02, 03, but yeah.
Yeah, 07 Kane was kind of like, man.
Yeah, it was like he wasn't doing shit other than jobbing a Great Khali.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Whereas 2010, that's when he went on that run where they booked him like a fucking superhuman that night at Money in the Bank. Then he had that run with Taker where he got the best of him there. Yeah, Kane had a pretty good year 2010. And then, like you said, 2002, 2003.
2002 Kane was so fucking over, man.
Yeah, man. Kane had a good year and he was whooping everybody's ass. So, yeah, I'm kind of surprised.
Number 5, brother, it's Hogan.
Oh, well, I thought he would have been higher.
I thought he would have been number 1. Like, like undefeated. Like I never lost a match, brother.
Doesn't work for me, brother.
Doesn't work for me.
1,574 wins, brother.
That's right.
1980 was my best year, dude, with 172 wins.
Damn, man. So that means he wrestled 3 times in a week, like on average.
74.8 winning percentage and 395 losses, brother. Okay, all right, this is interesting.
Can we guess it?
Who can guess who number 4 is?
Okay. So number 4, so it has to be a guy that has been with the company for a long time. Do they still wrestle today?
Nope.
No.
Retired Hall of Famer.
Hall of Famer retired. Okay. Did they wrestle in the... This must be an older wrestler, probably. Did they wrestle in the 90s in WWE?
In the 80s, and Roman Reigns just passed him.
Not Pedro
Wait,
Morales.
I'm thinking of Pedro Morales. Sorry.
That was like Pedro Morales. I wouldn't think Pedro Morales be on this list. I don't think him or Bruno was on this list, but 80s. You said 80s, right?
Yeah.
80s. They didn't wrestle in the 90s. They wrestled in the 80s. Former world champion?
No, never been WWE champion.
Never be WWE champion. So was he Intercontinental champion?
He is a former 2-time Intercontinental and Tag Team champion. Was also the winner of the 1989 King of the Ring.
Oh, Tio Santana. You just gave that away.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. But wait. But he did wrestle in the 90s though. So there you go.
Okay.
He wrestled Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 8. So
He has 1,783 wins. 1985 was his best year with 180 wins.
Jesus Christ, man.
62.6 winning percentage and 826 losses.
And the funny thing is, like, he lost a lot of his matches on pay-per-view. Like, he had a shit pay-per-view record.
Number 3.
AJ Styles?
John Cena.
Oh. Jesus.
Wait, how's that John Cena? How's that AJ Styles?
I don't know, man.
And his name is John Cena with 1,786 wins.
That makes sense.
2011, he had 165 wins in 2011. He had a 78.7 winning percentage and 428 losses.
Makes sense.
Number 2. Can you guess who number 2 is?
So this has to be a guy that has to have been around for like forever. We haven't said Undertaker yet. Is he up? He has to be on this list.
You just said it.
Oh, there you go.
Undertaker with 1,836 wins. 93, he had 152 wins. He had a 74.7 winning percentage and 529 losses. And we're at number 1. So, who do you think number 1 is?
So one thing I'm noticing about these guys that's been the top 5, like big top baby faces, right? So it has to be a baby face of some sort. It also has to be somebody that was with the company forever too. So big baby face, has been with the company forever, and he will have to win matches. Obviously, he's obviously a former WWE champion, whoever it is, right?
No, Kyle, Triple H was like 14, I think.
So not Triple H.
Steve Austin?
Nope.
No. He wouldn't. No, him and The Rock wouldn't been around long enough to have that many wins. You said Sean Brett. We didn't say Brett. Brett.
Bingo.
There you go.
Bret Hart, 1,882 wins.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
1992, he had one.
Fucking between. I can guarantee between like his singles run started like in like 89, whatever, 90, all the way through fucking like 1995. This guy was fucking just winning everything.
Winning percentage 63.7 and number of losses 700.
I want to see his winning percentage between 1990 and 1996 and see what that winning percentage is. I'm pretty sure it was in the fucking 80s or 90s. Like it had to have been up there.
Yeah, that's everybody. That's everybody on the list with the most wins. Brett has the most wins to this day, and that's everything, folks. That is the end of episode 300, and yeah, we're close to doing 3.5 hours. It was a nice jam-packed show, fun show, and I want to say thank you to everybody that was able to make it on. Kevin